Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Halo World Championship Finals 2017. $1 million on the line this weekend for the best Halo teams in the world. I'm Alex Axel Tosh Rodriguez here on the Xfinity desk. I'm joined by Walshy and Elamite. We just saw a match from Winners Bracket Round 1 between Envious and Liquid. I didn't think I'd be saying that sentence, having them meet up so early on in that Winners Bracket, but absolute fireworks all throughout that series, all the way to 7 games. Liquid repeating history again, knocking Envious down to the loser bracket. We have one more match on stream coming up. It's going to be Str8 Rippin versus the Crowd Pleasers. That's up next on this stream. And so you're aware, for your second monitor, for your cell phone, there is a match that's going to be happening at the same time on the B stream, twitch.tv/ESL_Halo. It is Optic versus Fab. That's a great one. Optic versus the European squad. So definitely check that out. Watch both at once. But first, we like giving away stuff here. We like giving away stuff. Do you guys like receiving stuff? Let me know in the Twitch chat if you do, because I have something to tell you about in a few seconds here. We have codes, and this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get. HCS Contender Red, HCS Contender Blue. Legendary skins. HCS Rec Pack. Available now here at the Halo World Championship Finals. Keep an eye out for these codes throughout the broadcast. You never know when we're going to show the codes. Walshy, if it was up to him, we'd do it all the time.
This is true.
Should we do it right now?
Or nah.
Oh. Oh.
Yes, we will. Finals
I didn't do it.
2017. Go to halo.gg to redeem that rec pack and make all your friends jealous.
Do it. Do it right now. And it's about to leave. There it goes. But tell everyone else in the chat what it was, because you know, and it's fun to share. That's what we do here at the Halo World Championships. But that being said, guys, last match of the day. It's been a long day. It's been a fun day. We had group stages leading into this double elimination championship bracket. $1 million on the line. This story is going to unfold throughout the entire weekend. This is only day one. Saturday, Sunday, the matches are going to get even more intense as more money, more implications on the line. But let's focus in on this next match. The teams are getting ready on stage. It's another match from the Winners Bracket Round 1, Str8 Rippin versus the Crowd Pleasers. Now, Str8 Rippin coming out in first place in Group D over Fab and Soar. Meanwhile, Crowd Pleasers coming out in second place in Group A, second to Optic Gaming. So guys, tell me your thoughts about this matchup.
I would assume Str8's going to win. They've been consistent.
They've been, doing pretty well. The Vegas, however, definitely saw a different story happen there. Crowd Pleasers came out and actually won 4-2 over Str8 Rippin here in Vegas in a pretty convincing fashion as well. And I know that this is going to be a bloodbath because these two teams are not getting along, and these two teams, this is almost the tournament here for these guys of Friday night. These guys are going at it and going at each other's throats.
And similar to Str8 Rippin teamwork they have, our casters have a little bit of teamwork, as Kyle picked up for me as I had to cough right there. But I was going to say that Str8 on paper and in past placings are above Crowd Pleasers. But at the same time, this Crowd Pleasers lineup have come out hot, especially in Vegas. I did not have them actually qualifying in Vegas, and they proved me wrong. They were one of the better teams in HCS Las Vegas.
And let's keep in mind, if we go all the way back to Halo World Championships 2016, Kratos and Naded finished second, representing Team Allegiance there. Of course, they did fall to Team Liquid, which is almost the same roster as Str8 that we're looking at right now. And then, of course, fell to Optic in the finals. You're taking a look at their pictures here, and that is Naded in the front, Kratos on the far right, half of the repeating second-place team from Worlds.
It was great to see them qualifying at Las Vegas, actually, showing a lot of emotion, getting really excited on the stage on the idea of coming to the Halo World Championships and competing for that $1 million prize pool. Here's a look at the series layout between these two teams. Remember, Crowd Pleasers coming into this having fallen 0-3 to Optic, so you have to wonder how that's kind of running through their mind a little bit. Meanwhile, Str8 Rippin had an excellent series over Fab to get in a 3-1 victory. That was the last match they played before this one. But you can throw all that out the window. We're in a new bracket. It's a best of 7. Gentlemen, you see the series layout. I want to score a line. Who's going to take this?
I'm going to say Str8 Rippin 4-2.
I'm going to go Str8 4-3. I think this one's going to go the distance. I think both of these teams are going at it neck and neck, but at the very same time, I wouldn't be surprised to see this Crowd Pleaser squad come out and win, because if you look at a team as far as their communication and their mindset in the game in this tournament, it really doesn't seem like anybody wants it more than them. Now, of course, Optic Gaming has other things to say about that, but as far as the energy, the hype, and trying to make sure your team wins, Crowdpleasers is definitely on the top of that list.
We've said it before, the level of competition in Halo is as high as it's ever been. All of these teams so evenly matched, I would not be surprised if this went all the way to 7 games. That being said, game 1 is about set to begin. It's Str8 Rippin versus the Crowdpleasers. A best of 7 to decide who's advancing to Winners Bracket Round 2. It's time to get excited. Shout out to those of you in the house, those of you who've been watching all day long. Here we go. Let's get into the last match of the night with the commentary, Gaskin and Ghost.
Crowd are excited. I'm excited. You excited? Oh, baby. Oh, baby, we're excited.
Nothing like the last match of the night, man. It's always a good one. It's always a gem.
What a way to finish the evening. It is going to be Strongholds on the rig as game number 1. Who are we going to be kicking things off with?
We're kicking it off with the guy who's already screaming before the game even started, and that is the Raptor himself, Denoxide. Pushing in, going for the railgun. Unfortunately, gets cleaned up, and that railgun falls in the hands of Mr. John, the Renegade, the Renegade. So we're staying on board with him, as he's just going to try and maintain control of that and make sure that he doesn't just give it away for free.
Some of the guys on the desk think this could go to a game 7, and I think it all rides on this first map. Crowdpleasers take game 1. Boy, are we in for a series. However, a Str8 take game 1, and I think that we might be seeing a confident display from the Str8 Rippin boys. At the moment, they are behind, and we do see a little bit of control coming out of Crowdpleasers, but Str8 are edging their way around. They're just trying to find their way around the map before they push into this basement. Finally, we see Heinz going for this control now, but several of his teammates have gone down, so a lot on him to hold this basement. Does manage to take control of it. No one pushing him just yet.
Yeah, he took a little bit too much time in my book to start capping that that bottom basement hill. Obviously, these guys are on the stage for the right reasons, so maybe I'm completely wrong here. We just saw a trade coming out from Renegade and Kratos, and Kratos screaming like he came out on top without trading. So I don't know what's going on over there, but clearly these guys are already excited, Dan, like you mentioned. They're pretty loud and pretty in charge.
In Kratos' mind, I think he always comes out on top, to be honest, as Denoxide hits the triple onto Renegade, and he will make some noise to let Renegade know who is boss as well. They're now going to push in to take this basement. He's just going to punch the basement as well, just to let the basement know who's boss. They've got a triple cap, and here we go. Can Crowdpleasers ride this momentum, perhaps, to take this game 1?
And this is a good spot for Denoxide. Normally they're a little bit more aggressive on this Crowdpleasers roster, but you see him just waiting for picks. He ends up getting a solid pick there, but now tries to stay alive. This guy has been, oh my goodness, been regarded as one of the better players that we've seen come out of the Halo 5, you know, the trenches, if you will, of some of these new players. Denoxide has seemingly proven Crowdpleasers to be a top team because of him joining that after getting booted off of Allegiance, who now didn't even make it to Worlds. So it's a big deal for Denoxide and the rest of Crowdpleasers to make some noise here.
And look at Renegade here, he's just going to hit out these boxes, and he is going to hide. I remember seeing this at Vegas, seeing these boxes being utilized so you can stay alive in that nest, but instead they're going to get total control, and they're going to move over to BR base and stop Crowdpleasers from grabbing this one. If Renegade can stop this, this will be absolutely huge, but they don't get the reset. Instead, Denoxide is still going crazy.
And he got a little bit too cocky. He was helping out his teammate, and he said, you know what, I don't need to finish that kill off. My teammate will get him. And guess what? It didn't happen. He gets killed, and now Renegade gets killed as well. But now staying on board with APG, the guy has railgun and camo. We all know how deadly this combo can be. He just used his last shot to connect on the killing spree on Kratos. Picks up a Splinter Grenade, now pushing into this back catwalk area. You're going to see him pick up a decent assist right there with Heinz, and just a bunch of AR kills and beatdowns coming out right now from the Str8 Rippin roster.
Yeah, just when you think Crowdpleasers are having a great game, suddenly Str8 are back into it with total control of their own. APG obviously had that camouflage, but he gets shut down by Kratos, and now Heinz is going to try and survive up here in the railgun tower. And he is going to get a grenade out, and that will be Str8 sick falling to the floor. And just look at Heinz now, just controlling this map.
There's the BR.
Easy shots with the battle rifle.
Oh yeah, the guy's always had a phenomenal shot. I know that his dad's probably sitting at home watching this guy tear it apart. And, you know, it comes down to his shot, man. This guy's fundamentals, he's the Timmy Duncan of our league right now. Still playing, still competing. We know Victory X is also, you know, very good at his work as well. But Heinz and Victory X, man, they go back and forth in terms of who kind of has that basic Halo IQ that really, you know, pushes them over the top.
Well, a lot of these players definitely have that Halo IQ, and we'll see Crowd Pleasers get a little bit of control now, but just as that happens, Nest is taken once again. So great rotation work coming out of Str8 here. As soon as Crowd Pleasers are able to pick up one of the strongholds, straight back over, as now a double kill coming out from Hines, and Ace has found himself a railgun as well. He will just be patrolling this map, making sure that no one can take Nest. Crowd Pleasers need to decide what they're going to go for. Are they all going to push, try and take that basement as they just have? When are they going to rotate and try and take that Nest? Because that Nest is so important on Strongholds.
Yeah. It's extremely important, but at the same time, you know what else is important? That's camouflage. And guess what? Ace is damn well aware that it's about to pop. It is up, and I believe we haven't seen it grab just yet, so we're going to see if someone is ready to pick it up. But Ace just doing everything he can. Oh, it looks like Kratos was able to grab it, but he did burn the camo for a death from the Str8 Rippin roster. So now we're looking over here as Ace is trying to do everything he can on his team to maintain control. Waste the last railgun. Very smart play, you know, seemingly trying to trick the Crowd Pleasers roster to just fly into it. And now, let's hop on board with one of those guys.
Yeah, Kratos is just going to lay down some shots. He will actually capture Nest as well, so perhaps this is a chance for Crowd Pleasers to get back into it. But look at that, straight away, straight up, back on it. They'll take that basement, and now all Kratos, all he can do is just try and hold this Nest, and he knows there is going to be a swarm of Str8 members coming towards him soon, so he's going to have to get the hell out.
For those of you guys at home, we got to see the outlines of Str8 Rippin flying. He had no idea the type of pressure that Str8 Rippin was putting on the rest of his roster, so he was just holding out on Nest, assuming that some of his teammates would at least clean up some kills. Well, guess what? Str8 Rippin's teamwork is apparently on fire right now, as Kratos, the last one alive, is now dead, and we are going to hop on board with the young gun, Mr. Renegade.
Yeah, and he will actually just leave BR base for his teammates to control there, and they've got triple cap as well. And now he can roam and he can decide, choose where he wants to go. He's actually going to head back towards the BR base and just spam that rifle and see if he can find anything. But this is just easy pickings at the moment.
And I want to talk about something right there. For a player like Renegade to, first of all, elect to leave that last BR base hill for his teammate to cap, that's a smart play. Second of all, he made it all the way to basement window, saw that he probably was going to get cleaned up, and he said, you know what, screw it, I'll turn around and get the Storm Rifle instead. Because of that, he's been playing some really, really patient, great Halo.
Yeah, Hines just trying to take Nest here as well. He is surviving the bombardment of grenades at the moment, and he will survive with his life turns around, gets shut down by Kratos in the end, and now we see the Storm Rifle in the hands of Naded. Can he do anything? Can he step up to get Crowd Pleasers back in this game, or are they going to fall early on in this game one? Str8 seems to have a railgun in his hands, and this BR base is going to go into the hands.
There's a chance, man. Normally when we put on Naded's screen, I swear he feels it, and he starts playing well. Obviously, Ace just deleted him, as our Sims, our favorite Sims would say, with that scatter shot. Deleted him off the map.
Our favorite Sims. not one of the other Sims. He's our favorite Sim.
He's what other Sims would I like? You know, I don't like anyone else's one.
What about his wife?
I mean, actually, I don't know his wife.
Well, she's a great gal as well.
Oh, well, I thought that you just got married. I mean, maybe you should be talking about your wife.
Exactly, but now we'll see Renegade pushing and try and get control of this BR
no
base
shout
as well.
out to the wife.
Maybe shout out to the newly. I was going to say born wife then.
Oh my goodness.
That was
all right, this is a disaster. I'm going to back out immediately.
All great.
I completely apologize for ruining your relationship.
Exactly.
Renegade pushing in now with the assault rifle. Tries to get the cleanup, but I believe Naded connected with a triple kill. Yes, he did on that headshot on Hines. And now he's pushing out with the scatter shot. Only one bullet left until he's going to have to drop it and get it on the respawn, but no shields, man. This is it's a scary situation to be in on yellow corner.
We need to see Crowd Pleasers play absolutely flawlessly if they're going to win this game, and Naded actually does have the scat shot in his back pocket, but he will just whip out the pistol to get the final kill as he ran out of ammo. They do still have control, but here comes Str8 now, the Str8 Brigade. They're coming through, that's 3 dead, maybe even 4 as well. You hear APG shouting. They should be able to capture BR base, and basement's actually going. Now, there we go. So Crowd Pleasers, they're able to turn this around, keep it going, but there we go. BR base finally going in the hands of Str8, and now all they need to do is contest it. Maybe even APG could push basement here. Needs to lay down some shots. There's the reset coming through. Str8 will be taking this game 1, and that is one way to silence a loud and proud team of Crowd Pleasers.
I definitely heard some yells and some roars after that W, so there's some Str8 Rippin fans out in the crowd for sure, and as Elamite said, the blood between these two teams is not good, folks. It is it's something else right now. I mean, when I look at these two rosters, I gotta think, you know, I can't believe this matchup happened, first and foremost, but second of all, can we look at these stats? I mean, my goodness, it looks like Hines decided to play with his food. I mean, he went 21-9. Ace, I knew, was slaying as well, 21-13. But when you look at the power weapon kills in comparison, 16 power weapon kills coming out of the Str8 Rippin roster to only 8 from that Crowd Pleasers team.
Was there anything you saw from Crowd Pleasers they could have done a little bit differently as well? To be honest, it just felt like they were behind the whole game. But we saw a couple of times they got that total control, but they were just punished every single time. Str8 were rotating too good.
And not only that, the guy went 21-8, right? And he also had 11 captured strongholds and 4 defense resets. I mean, Heinz came to play. Holy cow, that guy has been such a well-rounded player for so many years, and to see him kind of come into his own in this game 1 against Crowd Pleasers, I don't think I've seen Heinz step up that big in a game yet on LAN, really in any tournament this year. So this is it's a scary time to be facing off against Str8 Rippin, because we've seen Heinz win tournaments. He's done it. Triggers down. The guy is he's a force, man. And then you're looking at Ace as well. He's done his fair share, so can't count him out. There's your boy right there, putting down shots and just staying humble.
This is what I was saying. It was all down to that game 1 for me, for Crowd Pleasers. Now I'm a little bit worried for them because they are just such a momentum-filled team. How are they going to respond to that game 1 loss? Can they come into game number 2, which is going to be Truth Slayer? Can they come out of the blocks hot? Or are they going to be punished by this Str8 now, who are just on fire and they have the momentum?
Well, I think that, you know, Truth is definitely a momentum-based game type, especially when talking about Team Slayer, but I think that at the same time, we could see Crowd Pleaser just have a great opening, right? We've seen in the past, I think it was early this morning, Splyce had a great opening on Envy in the Fathom CTF game, all 4 dead. Instant cap in about 45 seconds, so you don't know what can happen in these initial starting strats. But what I do know is that if there's any team that takes starting strats serious, it's the Str8 Rippin one. These guys study, I mean, just almost like ferociously at this point. They watch all of these films, all of these streams, and they are paying attention to all of their starting strats. I can't tell you how many times I've heard analysis from their players and even, you know, some of the guys affiliated with them about the moves that we've seen some of these guys on opposing teams actually push off the start. I mean, talking about Luminosity Gaming, I heard the exact starting strat on Rig Team Slayer, and sure enough, it was employed. And so I got to think that when it comes to starting off with that momentum swing, Dan, that Str8 Rippin could easily take it just because they've done their homework.
Well, game number 2 is going to be Slayer on Truth. Will we see Crowd Pleasers get back into this series, or is this just going to be an easy ride for Str8 Rippin here today? It's going to be starting things off here with Heinz. Let's see if he can put any shots across and take someone down early. He's actually going to be falling to no shield, so he's going to have to back off here, but he does have the nades to help his teammates.
Oh yeah, and look at him just putting in some good shots, staying alive, making sure he doesn't give away any easy deaths. Almost gets cleaned up by the Splinter Nade orbs that just narrowly... Why is he pushing into that plasma grenade? I don't know what the heck that was. Heinz, you're doing me wrong right here. I'm trying to give you some airtime and you go and do something silly like that, but now Renegade, we know how much this guy loves the sword. It's normally in true CTF, but I guess he's pulling it out in Team Slayer as well. And now he has a player sitting out underneath him and eventually gets cleaned up by Denoxide. Not a good look.
Yeah, he really had to try and survive with that sword there. Unfortunately, he was just getting shot from here, there, and everywhere as we move across to Denoxide, who's trying to stay alive and battling for his life, in fact, over here in the P-Tower. P-Tower, of course, so important to control in Slayer, and that's why they are just contesting themselves over here. We see the push coming through now from Str8, but they can't get through as Denoxide shuts down Renegade. He will look for more.
Oh my, Heinz.
Heinz from across the map with the carbine is doing some real work.
Yeah, you know, the guy's long-range shot has been a force to be reckoned with for quite some time. And you give him a carbine, and I mean, we've seen pretty much every player be good with this thing, so now you're going to give it to this guy. It's bound to cause some destruction for the Crowd Pleasers team.
Yep, he's got the carbine, and he's also trying to help his teammates here. They're going to take control of carbine. They're taking control of the whole map at the moment. It doesn't matter if it's P or if it's carbine.
Wow.
They're just pushing around as a unit. That's what I'm really impressed with by Str8 in the moment. They're not pushing in one by one. As Heinz is going to try and finish off this kill, he does take down Kratos as well. He had support from his teammate, but he didn't even need it in the end. He was able to use the distraction to his advantage.
And this is a chess match, guys. chess match, Gaskin. I mean, you look at that was hard to say.
It was. Yeah,
anyways, when looking at this game, I mean, we're talking about 2 minutes in. The second camo's about to pop up. Neither team has broken 10 kills yet. So let's hop on board with someone on crowd pleasers. I know that we've been giving a little bit of love to Str8 Rippin in the early parts of this game, and now you see Renegade connect on a ridiculous sword lunge. He cleans up Kratos, but now Str8 tries to get the cleanup on Renegade. He does, and now let's hop on board with Kratos. He spawns under the base. Let's see what this guy likes to do off the spawn.
Yeah, see if he can push with his teammates. He has waited for the rest of his teammates to spawn. This is good, but he's going to be tagged down. He's got no shields, and he needs to stay alive. He's going to back off. Good decision not to challenge this, but Nade's still coming in, as Sims would say, thick and fast. But now he's going to put shots on, almost taking down that kill as well, as he looks for more over at the P-Tower. He's just staying alive, but look at crowd pleasers. They are just locked in a base, and Str8 are just laying down as many shots as they want.
And not only that, but we see the young god himself grab the camouflage right on cue, picks up the storm rifle, bottom mid. We know how deadly this can be. Alex did not pick up the plasma pistol, only because that green glow kind of gives away your camo, and it also has a pretty damn solid audio cue to give away your location. So here he is, grabbing storm rifle and now carbine. Let's see if he goes for the triple. Dude, I love this guy. I say at every event, but this guy makes just incredible plays as a Slayer that you don't see players outside of top 3 teams do. I mean, for that guy not to go for the triple right there, the self-discipline that he has with camo, storm rifle, and carbine, I wish I could pick him up.
Yeah, I think this is what we should expect from the top players, really, not to go for those flashy plays. They're more than happy to back off. They know their teammates can finish off their kills, as now Ace is just roaming around top middle. He's got a sword as well, and he is going to push in. Doesn't even need the sword, just gets the back smack. Doesn't quite find the second. Renegade was actually the one who finished off Naded there. But look at this difference. 12 kill lead now for Str8 Rippin. They are hungry for more, and they are not letting up whatsoever.
Not at all, but Naded just hits a perfect 5 over there on Heinz, who now drops the carbine. He picks it up. It's a little bit of a carbine battle. Blue 2 to top carbine, and we're going to see now as Naded and the rest of crowd pleasers can maybe claw back into this game. I believe it's about a 10 kill deficit right now, and the camo is about to pop up. Renegade gets caught off guard from behind. Naded gets a solid assist right there. And we're going to wait to see who grabs this camo. About 20 seconds for it to pop pink one.
Yeah, camouflage is going to be really important, but at the moment, Naded is just trying to fight for his life, surviving here down under the base, but he will be shut down by Ace. Thankfully, Denoxide comes in and gets the trade, but it's still a 10-kill game as we move across to Kratos, see what he can do. Is he aware that that camouflage is going to be coming up? Or is he just going to be pushing in? He actually goes down somehow. Heinz manages to escape with his life there. I thought that was definitely going to be a trade, but no, Naded is now going to be putting down shots, trying to stop this camouflage, but it is going to actually go into the hands of Ace. Can Ace survive with it? Is the real question. No, he can't. Kratos shuts him down, but still that 10-kill advantage.
And let's give Str8 Sick a little love. We haven't seen too much out of this guy yet. I know that the crowd pleasers team is down by 10 right now, so Str8 Rippin really keeping them on their heels. When you're talking about a true Team Slayer game, very, very big deal. But we're going to watch. I mean, this guy has been notorious for his shot. He's done extremely well in numerous free-for-alls throughout the years, and now he's on this roster at Crowd Pleasers and at Worlds for a reason. I mean, these guys proved on land in Vegas that they should belong here, and now we're going to see if they can do some work over here on Friday. I mean, you're only down 1 game right now to Str8 Rippin. You got a best of 7 right ahead of you, so just, you know, take your time, be patient, and go for that W.
And they're only 10 kills down as well. I mean, you can definitely come back from this deficit, and at the moment crowd pleasers are pushing as 2s. It's not really working out for them. Maybe they need to go for something a little bit different, try and just push pink tower perhaps, as Kratos is going to have to back off, hopes for some support as well. But Str8 are just locking them in bases.
Oh my goodness.
Crowd pleasers just can't escape. This is actually quite painful to watch, to be honest.
I mean, Ace hitting perfect shots with carbines across the map while Kratos tries to go up the pink street. I mean, those are things. And then we have APG doing the exact same on Naded. When carbines are just plentiful, and you have people like Heinz being a sneaky beaver with the plasma pistol, Naded thankfully catches him off guard and hits him with the perfect 5. But those little plays, man, those little just unorthodox things that you've seen some of the Str8 Rippin guys do right now, they're making plays, man. They're not only grabbing the carbine, top car, but they're moving, they're rotating. And when you get hit by a carbine that isn't on that side of the map, it's just confusing, right? It catches you off guard without a doubt.
Now Str8 just need to keep this game scrappy, and it should be going in their favor, because as soon as crowd pleasers even try and get the slightest bit of control, Str8 can just pop out and get a trade and just edge closer towards those 50 kills.
Oh my
They
goodness.
only need 9 more, and they are running away with this one at the moment. I wonder whether we might see a spectacular comeback from Crowd Pleasers. I would love to see it, but honestly, they need to play absolutely flawlessly, similar to what we saw in the first game over Rig Stronghold.
Yep.
A really tough position to be in. I mean, if you were in this position, maybe if you were coaching these guys, Ghost, what would you be telling them, being 11 kills behind you?
I would say start stocking up on those splinter nades like Str8 just did. Obviously, he not only got the first one, waited 20 seconds for the second one, and that got him out of the base. So whatever you can do to start picking up some of the on-map pickups items and use those to your advantage to try and claw your way back into it, that's what you need to do. I mean, Halo is a game of runs, man, and you know, just like basketball, you cannot let the emotions, cannot let what's going on get the best of you. You got to be able to bounce back, and like Tom said, T2, he was saying, you know, we find the best teams during these rough times. So we'll see what happens.
Sword now picked up for Renegade just to finish this game off. Only 4 more kills needed. He's just going to lunge in. Now he's going to back off and try and survive. Let his teammates know, hey, come give me a little bit of help on the pink tower. Let's finish this game off in style. Str8 have just taken advantage of the amount of control they've had, to be honest. They just blew Crowd Pleasers out of the water early on, and they have just snowballed out of control ever since then. And now with just 2 kills left, and with Renegade running in.
Nice little sticky grenade.
Easy peasy, and 1 more kill needed now for Str8 Rippin. Crowd Pleasers just can't answer the sheer aggression and control coming out of this Str8 Rippin side. I wonder who is going to be the final person to get that kill, though. And Naded is still managing to get a few frags of his own.
I think it might be Hines, man. Hines is just waiting, baiting, hanging out, trying to get someone to come to Pink Tower. And guess what? Someone is about to die, I believe. Oh no, Renegade actually ends up getting cleaned up by Str8. That was a huge play out of Str8. But this is close, man. I mean, yeah, they're kind of calling back into it, but all it takes is 1 mistake out of Crowd Pleasers, and that's it.
But it's too late. Crowd Pleasers have slowed this down too late. They needed to slow it down a lot earlier if they were going to get back into this game. They should have turtled up earlier on. Maybe Str8 didn't allow it because they were just constantly collapsing on them, perhaps. But honestly, with just 1 kill needed and at the 11th for Crowd Pleasers, I really can't see this going well. We want to move across. APG has himself a camouflage, so he should easily be able to finish this one off. He didn't even get the final kill, but the second map goes to Str8 as well as they continue this damage, this train, and look at the choice words coming out of APG as well. He's letting Crowd Pleasers know who's boss.
That look is a good one, man. Look at that. I can't hear you. Oh, he's talking about these leather pads.
Canceling headphones. So.
And I think that he's saying that because I think that Crowd Pleasers actually isn't shouting for once. It sounds like they've kind of muted them. They've silenced the crowd, if you will.
Yeah, they have, and that's a tough thing for Crowd Pleasers because I mean a lot of what they're about is about being loud and 17 kills coming out of Ace and 13 assists as well, doing all the work there.
This guy put up 2,600 damage. But you know what's odd is looking across at the damage on the other players, excuse me, let's get over there, is that it looks like Crowd Pleasers put in a ton of damage. It just didn't manage to clean up kills. So I don't know what could have happened there. Obviously, accuracy was fine down the line, but you know, when you take a look at some of these replays out of Hines, this guy was just a monster. I mean, really all of Str8 Rippin was playing phenomenal, but the Hines and Ace duo right now, man, they did some work on that game 1 on strongholds on the rig, and now here they are continuing that, and that's some scary stuff. I mean, when we talk about Str8 Rippin, it's supposedly APG and Renegade who are supposed to be the slayers, right? They're the guys who are supposed to get all the kills while we have Ace and Hines as the support guys. Well, not this event and not versus Crowd Pleasers because we have Ace and Hines, I don't want to say carrying, but they are putting up some numbers, Dan.
They've definitely got some bricks in their backpack at the moment. They are doing what they can, but I mean, you can't count out support players as well. They were doing their job, and honestly, Str8 just getting that early lead and having that control and really taking advantage when they did have control of the map. Perhaps Crowd Pleasers should have slowed it down a little bit earlier on, and we might have seen a little bit different. But there we have the series layout. And it is going to be the first 2 maps going in favor of Str8, and we move to Coliseum, capture the flag. And
speaking of a 2-0 lead, we just got an update from production that over on the Bravo stream that you guys can tune in to twitch.tv/ESL_Halo, we have Optic Gaming with a 2-0 lead on your boys, Fab E. I'm sorry, sir. You don't draw anything yet. It's gonna be okay. Just no RIPs, you know,
resignation letter.
Okay.
No.
Okay. No, well, anyways, all right. Back to the back to Candyland where there's rainbows and
this is
butterflies.
Okay, yeah.
And not Fabi losing to Optic Gaming. All right, and capture the flag, Coliseum, Dan. Str8 Rippin versus Crowd Pleasers. Str8 Rippin up 2-0. do you see this as a turning point in the series for crowd pleasers? Is there anything in the tank left? What's going on here?
I mean, I think there's plenty in the tank, but they just haven't opened it yet. If they can open that tank, if they can get going and start chugging, then yes, crowd pleasers can 100% get back in this series. But Str8 have just been controlling the map and really taking advantage of that. Whereas wherever crowd pleasers get even a sniff of control, Str8 are always there to shut it down immediately, not allowing them to get any excess amount of kills or objective time, depending on what we're playing. We will see some hand slaps coming out from crowd pleasers. Naded trying to get hyped, trying to get the rest of the team pumped.
Speaking of hyped, I want to start it off with Naded, and we didn't give enough, I think, love yet to either of these two teams, and Astro Gaming is in the building. We've seen a couple of these guys come out, flying out, showing up, showing their support, so I want to go right to an Astro listen-in with crowd pleasers.
Pyramid, push me. Pyramid's one shot tank. Their base was on you, Carlos. They're alright, they're corner. They're top cat, I'm dying. On their couch.
I'm just an
I'm trying to help. Watch maze. Yeah, they're top rockets. Top rockets. And our silver. Guys, top rockets. Silver weak. Top rockets still? He's just sitting there? Our silver weak. Our silver. RBR. Top rockets right over, Brett. Our one now, Brett. Just sword on the pulse nade. He's on the pulse nade. Carlos pushing you. Throw it off. Alright, sniper's off the map. Nice. Alright, two on rocket side. Or cave side.
Rockets. You have to reload.
Flag.
Running a window.
Our back flag weak. Behind. One shot. Our back flag one shot still. I'm gonna help you on this one. Nice. I got back flag.
It's on their core. It's on the window.
We have him. I'm gonna send our base. Watch our outlet. Yeah. Our sniper, one shot. Look at our sniper. They're VR right now. They're DMR. Yeah, they're DMR. Let's go. Yo, top rocket's crouching. Our side, our shield. He's really top rocket. Back flag right now.
Back flag two shot.
Help Brett. Yeah, they're oven.
Yeah, me got me.
They're oven. They're oven. Two dead. You're oven right now. I'm back down. Stay up.
I'm gonna die. I got needed. Look, they're cave 2. I'm 2 oven.
Watch their sniper ramp. There's sniper ramp probably.
There's sniper ramp right now.
Yep.
Watch that sniper ramp. Aim for me. I died. 2 there.
Watch the I'm watching
they're cat and they're under their sneaky. Nice kill.
No, they're scared.
Watch out the maze. Watch out grass. He might go our maze. They're grass.
Watch our OE.
I'm watching OE.
Kids got shield.
Top rockets.
Yeah.
I'm going pyramid.
Go rocket street.
I'm in. Yo, there's sniper ramp. I'm gonna try right now. Watch out their sniper ramp. APG. He's gonna reach their sniper ramp.
And you see the intensity of this crowd pleasers roster. They, got some big call-outs in there. We saw Kratos scream after a quick little double kill there, but not the same intensity that we're used to seeing coming from this roster. I don't know if Naded or if Denoxide, someone on this team needs to step up. Kratos just logs a huge double kill though, potentially a triple. He does. Does he go for the overkill? Of course he does. It's Kratos. But that does not end up happening for him, as now it looks like there's a player over on the Str8 Rippin roster sneaking up. And, I mean, I'm curious to kind of hear how the Str8 Rippin team sounds, Dan.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much energy as well crowd pleasers are putting into this, and if they do kind of lose this game, whether that is going to be too much for them and they might be overturned. But as you said, let's have a listen and see what Str8 Rippin have to say as they are getting into this game.
Sniper weak. What's the corner? What's the window? There's sniper. I'm going rocket side.
They're VR.
Top rockets from me. I got one. Top cut. Sniper, I think, guys. Top rockets weak.
It is.
Guys, nice. I got him. RBR weak. Curtis, Splyce and Team. Dude, it's on their cake. Go to the sniper. The sniper at the top sniper right now. We're gonna go for this. The window. The sniper, but root. He has root. John, you're by yourself. Push out top snipe.
We'll try to help here.
We'll shut their fountain in there. Straight weak one. Grass as well. Let's go low to our grass.
Our silver. Yo, two bottom.
This guy's snipe. I got sniper. Top cat sniping. Our base weak, Dan. 2 shots on our base. 2 up basement. Our base to our fountain. Two there, Dan.
Spawn corner.
Stand in fountain, or what's our basement still? Flag. I can go down.
Inner flag. He's shooting me.
Weaker window.
Inner window. There's 2 our window.
One shot.
Right shots. Stay like, Riley. 2 shots. Try fountain. He's trying to run it. I died. Still fountain. Sure. 200. He's weak. Timer's weak. One shot. Still there. Is our base, guys?
Give that up.
Basin, guys. Let's go. Basin. I got him.
Guys, they have a sniper.
I got sniped. He's on basin.
Our mates. Where's the sniper? RBR.
RBR.
Our cat was sniped up there.
And that is some great communication coming out of Str8 Rippin. Naded picking up the sniper, and obviously they go up 1-0 during that listen-in. And now we're going to hop on board with Kratos as the sniper rifle does fall. Denoxide, though, off the respawn, trying to push out, trying to get some control on rockets. He knows that the rockets were actually just grabbed. I believe they dropped. Someone died with them, and now the sniper rifle is in the hands of Ace. He gets cleaned up. We're moving on board to Renegade now. Hitting some mid-range AR shots. Not sure I necessarily agree with that or even support it. But anyways, Renegade is trying to get the kill, and he kills Kratos in a crazy, what seemed like a reversal to me. Didn't get the medal, but I mean, counted my vote.
Yeah, it still counts. A kill is a kill, but he is going to be eliminated, wiped off the server at the moment. It's just going to be 1-0 lead to Crowd Pleasers. So they've got the momentum. Can they push on and take this map, though, or are Str8 going to be getting back into it? Heinz is going to hit some good shots onto Kratos, but Naden has found himself a sniper, as you can see in the kill feed. He's picking up kills, but he goes down straight away. As soon as any of these players are picking up this sniper, the opposition team is so hot on their tail to make sure they take it off of them. They are not allowing any sort of crazy sniper shenanigans to happen to them. No,
not at all. And look at that, only one bullet left in the clip right now for the sniper as Heinz got a little bit greedy. He wanted it. He wanted to reload. And now we're going to hop on board with Denoxide. It looks like Crowd Pleasers has done a good job putting some pressure over here on the Rocket side of the map. And it's because of this young guy. This guy is proven to have a phenomenal shot. Great teamwork. Clutches it. Triple kill coming out of Naded, though, as Denoxide goes down. And it looks like this roster is ready to run their second flag. But Ace, big cleanup right there.
But how did no one notice that Naded was still in the base there? They pushed in and they weren't even looking at him. And now he's run out and he's running this flag as well. He will eventually go down as Richie Heinz is going to try and push across the map, see what he can do to stop. And he's going to take this AR battle, but he gets shut down by Denoxide. And Denoxide now is just going to lay down shots as well. These rockets are going to be coming up soon. SMG in the hands of Ace is not going to be enough to keep him alive as Renegade is trying to do what he can. But this has been so back and forth. Players are not even surviving longer than 5 seconds at the moment off spawn, and I believe rockets have been picked up. But look at this sniper rifle, the sniper rifle of doom perhaps in the hands of Naded. Can he survive longer than 30 seconds?
And with that, we are going to jump on board into observer mode, Dan. And look at those beautiful outlines. We know now that there is a player in the cave. Naded happens to flick him and just tag him a little bit with a body shot, but he does not get the kill. But Str8 does with the plasma nade. 2 down now for Str8 Rippin. His Crowd Pleasers 3 down. Denoxide gets a rocket kill. Big kill coming out of him. And the players of Str8 Rippin spawning in the corner. 1 down. You start hearing Kratos exploding a little bit, but you got to be wary about those cave spawns, man. And that's exactly what happens. Heinz gets clutch. He gets a huge kill on Denoxide after picking up a solid one on Kratos. And now Kratos on the respawn. Every single time we switch to some player's cam, I swear, it seems like they're dying. We have to cast a curse today, Dan.
I think that was a really good chance for Crowd Pleasers. I thought, yes, okay, they've got the sniper, they're moving the flag, they were training it across the map, but Heinz goes huge and shuts him down as Renegade is out, actually going to be moving this flag across in the hands of Str8 Rippin. Are they going to be able to take the Crowd Pleasers players off spawn? Are they going to be able to put this one in? I don't know if anyone is in the base to stop this.
Only one man!
It's Str8. Can he do anything? He has a carbine, but he's going to be pushed and shut down. That's going to be 1-1 as Str8 put that flag in.
And I got to call out the Crowd Pleasers team right there. After that great snipe by Kratos, it looked like another member of their team actually ended up pushing in Rocket side. Kratos ends up retreating to mid snipes because his teammate was on Rocket side and he moved. It opened up cave spawn, therefore he dies, and then the flag runner dies as well. I mean, those types of mistakes, man, when you're going up against teams like Optic or Envy, they're going to cost you. Now you're talking about Str8 Rippin, and it's costing you here as well, so it's something that you need to be wary of.
And just look at all this carnage going on down bottom middle. Heinz finally solidifies a kill. There's a flag return coming out through Naded as well, really important. 4 minutes left on the clock as Naded is getting aggressive, see if he can find anyone over towards that fountain, but no one's going to die just yet. They do survive with their life, as Naded is going to be the one to get shut down in the end. So great work from Str8 to be able to support each other, and just off the spawn, they are so quick to get to their teammates for that support.
Yeah, and that was a crazy play for me, to have Naded kind of half shield, still jump up and take a one-on-one AR battle. Just a little bit concerning for me, because he's a veteran player, man. He should be patient a little bit more, not just jump out no shields. But anyways, Naded tied 1-1, 3.5 minutes left in regulation time. If this does end, it will go into overtime of 3 minutes into you know, first to 3 caps. and we'll see what happens. If it ties all the way to the end, it'll be a replay. But Kratos getting a little bit angry over there. We saw him just outshoot Heinz, and he's letting him know.
I mean, this has been really back and forth, Ghost. What do you need to see from one of these teams to kind of solidify this game and try and put this game to bed?
Well, I mean, when looking at the Crowd Pleasers kills right now, they're outslaying Str8 Rippin 72 to 58. They got what is that? Now it's actually a 15-kill lead, and they have 10 power weapon kills to only 1 from the Str8 Rippin team. So, in my opinion, it's going to come down to these power weapons, and right now, nothing is in the hands of anyone just yet. We see a Covenant Carbine on Kratos, but that's all we have. So we're going to see if any players can make a difference with the next rockets that are about to pop at the 2-minute mark.
Return comes through from Ace, though, so Crowd Pleasers did their best to try and pull a flag out, but as this game has gone, it's just been so back and forth, as now we will see Sniper Rifle in the hands of a Renegade. And can he do anything flashy, or is it going to be the Sniper Rifle of Doom that we've seen so much throughout this game? As soon as they pick it up, they're just punished immediately. Of course, we can see the outlines now with this spectator mode, and he is going to push up, actually take an interesting angle.
Does he not see the guy behind him?
He needs to be careful. You've got a radar for a reason, bro. And now he gets taken down, and that Sniper Rifle is going to fall into the hands of the Noxide.
But it looks like there's 2 players still from Str8 Rippin trying to run the flag. I don't think... Yes, Heinz is actually making it. He's already top bridge, and we're going to now jump back on board with the Noxide, who has the Sniper Rifle. Kratos picks up a big 5 after Str8 gets a solid rocket kill, Dan. It's insane. This is like, it's like a Fathom CTF game with a rocket and sniper on it.
The problem is when you get to these last couple of minutes, as soon as you try and push in and take a flag, you are risking losing the game, because you know a counter cap is definitely possible if you don't execute that flag run absolutely perfectly. Str8 now in a fantastic position. He has 1 rocket left, needs to make it count though if he wants to make a real difference here. It says a lot about these teams as to how they want to approach this last minute. Are they more than happy to go into overtime? Do they want to try and make a difference? How scared are they about losing this game?
Oh, an APG! Oh my god, Denoxide choked extremely hard right there. He should have gotten the melee off on him, killed up Ace, but instead, APG manages to save face right there with that huge kill. But APG just doing his best work, staying alive with a sliver of health, might I add. I mean, my goodness. And now Naded cleans him up. We're going to stay on board with Naded now as he pushes off of his base, off of his cave, has the Brute Plasma Rifle in his back pocket. We know how deadly that can be in close range. And it could make a difference right here. I mean, we talk about the power weapon stand, but a Brute Plasma Rifle is equivalent sometimes, man, I swear.
It looks like both of these teams are more than happy to take this one to overtime as well. They're saying, well, we don't need to get too aggressive. We don't want to throw anything away. Naded is actually going to try and push into the base, but he backs off immediately.
Oh my
Does
goodness.
have a little bit of support from his teammates, but grenades will take him down eventually. 13 seconds left before overtime. We're definitely going there, Ghost, and I'm not entirely surprised with how this game has gone. Neither team has really been able to gain any real control as APG will shut down Sick. Looks for more as well. This man is hungry. We saw the words that he was shouting across the stage after the initial 2 games. He wants this.
Oh yeah, not only does he want it, but he needs it. I mean, these guys know how much this series means to them. I mean, there's, like we said, a lot of bad blood between these 2 rosters right now, and it's not just all there on the stage. There's a little bit behind the scenes as well. So, as we all know, when bad blood is on the line, man, you gotta get the W. And so for Str8 Rippin to go up 2-0 in this series, I'm sure they're feeling good right now, but they need to put it away before anything crazy happens. So we're gonna see if Heinz can stay alive like he always seemingly does with his trusty SMG and pistol.
Yeah, he's going to be pushed from every single angle, and he's not going to be able to survive that one. Naded will take that kill with the assault rifle, and now they can push on. Crowd Pleasers taking down a couple of players. They can now push across. They've got sniper control, or at least sniper map control. And now if they can push on, try and pull this flag out. Of course, sniper is usually the best route to go with, as the flag is actually being pulled by Ace at the moment, but he is just going to run into Str8. So kind of a useless pull there.
Well, a little bit of a useless pull, but when you're talking about overtime, you know, you got to try something. Maybe sometimes anything. And right now we see Renegade fishing with some nades. He senses some hit ticks, right? And sure enough, he gets cleaned up by Str8. This guy is maintaining rocket side control for seemingly every time he comes off the respawn. Now grabs the carbine, pushes into their base. This is a big play right here, coming over to the rocket corner, but 2 members of Crowd Pleasers goes down. And that's the push.
This is the thing, every time they try and collapse, Str8 will just be more than happy to take 1 or 2 kills just to delay that push, just to get them back on the spawn cycle so they can get back into the game. neither team are able to get anyone on a proper spawn trap, to be honest. It has been a really, really scrappy game, and with just 1 minute and 12 seconds left before we go to a replay, someone needs to step up. Someone needs to take the initiative and say, actually, I want to win this game.
Yeah, and you know, it's either going to be Naded or Ace, in my opinion. Both guys right now leading their teams in slays. Naded with 30, Ace with now 29. These guys are trying to do everything they can to put their team in the right position to win the game. But every single time, Dan, we look at the kill feed, it's 2 down for each team. I don't know if this is even going to end in a replay.
Well, this is the thing. You get like 40 seconds left, and the spawns are so stagnated. Yeah, I know what you mean. The spawns are so stagnated that they're just pushing in 1 by 1, 2 by 2, and the trades are coming back and forth. Neither team able to get control to pull a flag. And speaking of pulling flags, there we go. You're just running in willy-nilly, trying to do anything to pull the flag. But there we go. Great shots coming out from Heinz. He's going to toss that one out. Can anyone get on the receiving end of it, though? As we see, Nade's just getting back-smacked, and the flag is there. Renegade's going to pull it. Can anyone else help him? Just 15 seconds left. They need to train this one across the map. Heinz gets a good frag as well. He's got teammates there to help him. Just 9 seconds as APG is going to push this one in.
Shut up!
And that's going to be 2-1.
You gotta be kidding me.
Str8, they go huge, and they're going to go 3-0 up in this series.
Holy cow. I was writing it off to a second replay before that just came out of freaking nowhere. APG just had a hunch, threw the flag. Heinz gets behind him. He runs the flag. He throws it bottom middle. Naded thinks he's about to get a return. Gets a paddywhack back smack. And next thing you know, it's all said and done for that game number 3. But guess what? It's a best of 7, folks. We still need to see one more win at a straight Rippin for them to close this out. Let's take a look at the stats.
Absolutely heartbreaking for crowd pleasers. Let's have a quick look at the statistics there. I mean, across the board, fairly even, to be honest. I mean, everyone stepping up and doing their part. But the game was so scrappy, and both teams put their heart and soul into that, and then for Str8 to nip it right at the end, that is absolutely crushing for crowd pleasers.
Oh yeah, and when you look at the flag grabs, I mean, that's the thing that's interesting for me here, Dan, is that crowd pleasers managed to outslay Str8 Rippin by 14 kills with 118 total. Right, and then when looking at these flag grabs, I mean, we see, I think it's a total of 8 coming out from Str8 Rippin and only 4 from crowd pleasers. So for you to have that many more slays, 14 more kills, and to not be able to capitalize with more flag grabs, and Naded is on your team, something is very, very wrong today for this crowd pleasers roster, because they're on 100, and right there we saw that play that resulted in no flag.
Yeah, and that was the thing. They did have the sniper rifle, they had all the control, they pulled the flag, but then it was Heinz who stepped up. He went clutch, got a massive double, and I think that's it. Str8 were just going clutch when they needed to. Yes, okay, they got outslayed, but I mean, if you can pull flags like that with just, what was it, 15 seconds to go in overtime, and pull it through and go clutch, absolutely huge from Str8 Rippin, and you saw what it meant to the players. But what is it going to mean to those crowd pleasers players? You can see Kratos' face there, a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
Where can
He's not trying to show it.
Well, exactly. Where can you find the energy now as crowd pleasers? You're 3-0 down. You've just put your...
I guess maybe you could take a page out of Space Jam and try and be an alien from another planet and go over to APG and be a Monstar and suck his powers out from under him, because this guy is screaming at the top of his lungs after every game win. Look at this guy, and he's poised for the next match like he didn't even get up the last 3. So outside of a little bit of that Space Jam magic, I don't know if this game 4 is in any way going to swing into the crowd pleasers' favor.
Well, Eden Strongholds is going to be game number 4, and potentially the final game of this series. Can Str8 sweep this 4-0, or is there going to be a slight change of plans from these crowd pleasers? Can they actually be crowd pleasers? I'm sure the crowd would love to see crowd pleasers come back into this. How many times can I say crowd pleasers in this sentence? I
mean, I think that the crowd is alive and well, which is awesome here. We got a pretty decent crowd, and I think that we would like to be pleased. And if there's anybody here that can do such a thing, then by all means step up. It's Friday night. It's the last match of the evening here on the mainstream. And Dan, we got what do we have? 1 more game? Do we have 4 more games? I don't know. It's not up to me.
Let's hear some noise if you want to see crowd pleasers get back into this series. Are we going to be able to go any further than this game 4? Let's find out. It is Strongholds on Eden at the moment it has been Str8 that have been absolutely running away with this. Are they going to carry on doing more of the same, as we will see? Oh, APG just trying to make a few jumps. I think he might have missed that, but he's just going to be Spartan charged by an overshield. That is never a pretty sight. You wouldn't want to see him down a dark alley.
No, but Kratos missed a few shots there, and we're going to see if he manages to clean up Heinz. He doesn't, so let's hop on board with him. Only one capture so far, falling into the hands of Str8 Rippin. None yet for Crowd Pleasers. Just as I say that, Blue Ben goes to Crowd Pleasers, and now Catwalk is being capped, I believe, by Renegade.
Str8 managed to pick up some rockets as well, trying to take this Catwalk. It actually goes in the favor of Str8, so this is, it's gone in the favor of Str8, yeah, so now he's going to try and push through. Ace had a little bit of a sniper rifle action going on, but he gets taken down, so now we see, at the moment, the power weapon control going in favor of Str8, and if they can do more of the same as Kratos, actually will take him down. This could be the perfect opportunity for these guys to push through, as you can see, they've got total control now for Crowd Pleasers.
And I really like APG just doing just that right there. Doesn't manage to get that kill because he missed one shot, but gets the trade nonetheless. And now we're going to hop on board with Heinz, trying to recapture this red nest. We know how crucial it is to just stop the bleeding. I mean, when it's a triple cap, folks, at home, for those of you just tuning in, not familiar with the Stronghold game type, well, you got to capture 2 points, or two Strongholds to start, you know, accruing some of those points, and every 3 seconds, you will get 1 point. Now, if you have 3 hills, you get a total control, you actually get 2 points for every 3 seconds, so you get to climb twice as fast back up into the game. So we're going to stay on board with Heinz now as he's making his moves.
I've just realized how confusing it is when Str8 Sick is playing for Crowd Pleasers. It just confuses me. I just saw Str8 and I want to see more Str8 as Str8 going in for the action, as now Renegade is actually going to try and take Catwalk here. He's going to just duck and dive and avoid all of these grenades and try and take this fight. He does have a battle rifle and some splinter grenades to work with, as they will trade off with him and Kratos as we move across to Heinz now. Trying to survive. At the moment, Crowd Pleasers are having a pretty solid game. They are nearly up to 40 points, but where are APG's
oh my
rockets?
goodness, Nated.
Well, unfortunately,
that
just get shut down.
That was a very, in my opinion, I didn't get to see Nated screen, but I got to assume, missed opportunity. I mean, it looked like he had a chance at mowing down APG, and he got a little bit slap happy with his thrust. Next thing you know, APG cleans him up with his second rocket. Overshield gets picked up, and now we see Str8 finally putting some solid points up on the board.
Yeah, definitely, and Str8 really need to kind of make the most of this situation as well when they do have control. You saw APG just trying to fire a rocket over to Red Nest as it's currently being taken, but I think actually Heinz might be able to get a reset on that one, which would be huge. He did. And now, how much damage can Str8 do whilst they have this control? Nade's just got a big double, and that's why we hear a little bit of noise coming from Crowd Pleasers, but still, total control. They're not able to get any of these strongholds just yet. Man,
look at these shots coming out from APG right now. The guy is hitting every pistol shot that God is giving him, and APG just doing amazing work. He now sees the red nest. He's relaying to his teammates, guys, are we going for red nest or are we getting blue bend? Well, guess what? Looks like he's just going to throw some nades down. He's not going for red nest because they're not capping it just yet. There's a lot of mind games now, Dan, that have evolved over the last year and a half where players kind of half-cap some of these hills and kind of test the waters, right? Do they want to see another player on the enemy team try and jeopardize their life for a reset? You know, that's the type of questions now that we see at the high level of meta really in Strongholds.
Yeah, we did see actually Ace risk his life, and he was able to get the reset on Red Nest, and now we'll see APG pushing up, see if he can stop this Red Nest from being taken, and he looks like he will be able to, but he misses the melee. He gets the kill. Someone needs to come in and get that reset, but unfortunately it's going to be a little too late as Crowd Pleasers now are putting points back on the board. We're on board with Renegade though, who will find a battle rifle for himself as we move across to Kratos, who's trying to capture Catwalk here. Catwalk, of course, so important to have, because you can pick and choose where you want to look between Blue Ben and that Red Nest. But at the moment, this is becoming a little bit scrappy once again, Ghost.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but the overshield is about to pop. It just did. I don't know if there's anyone in position just yet to grab it. It is still up bottom middle. Now we see Nated make his way over to Camo. We're gonna wait and see who grabs the overshield. I believe it was Kratos. Let's hop on board with him. Nated manages to snag that Camo though. Stays alive, gets Nated on top of Catwalk, but we're staying on board with Kratos. This guy is doing some work right now. He's trying to get the overshield and use that to his advantage and try and capture this top hill, but it's 2 down right now for Crowd Pleasers, and Kratos gets mowed down.
Unfortunately for Str8, they were pushing that catwalk, but it was naded and it was Kratos holding it with overshield and camouflage. So better power-up control coming out of the crowd pleasers this time around. They've not done too well at controlling power weapons in previous games, but now they are finally showing a little bit of resistance and a little bit of control, as Naded still has a little bit of camouflage to work with, and he is going to move on round to Blue Ben and try and catch out any players off guard.
Wow.
APG will be the first player to be caught, but now he's going to look with pistol shots, see if he can find any more, but will eventually go down, and it is going to be Ace now who gets the kills. He's putting grenades into that catwalk as well.
That might have been a teammate there, Ace, and if so, you should apologize, my good sir, because that could have been the game. We'll never know until this thing ends. But hey, now Ace, 2 players down for Str8 Rippin. He's going to try and play this a little bit slow, if I'm not mistaken. Manages to slip by a guy top catwalk and gets a big kill over there in security. But now here comes that second player coming from red lights. A little bit of a nuisance as him and Hines try and take him down, but it's all crowd pleasers right now. They have control.
They had total control for a little bit, but we will see Str8 manage to pick up 1 stronghold, but it's not enough because points are still going in favor of the crowd pleasers. Denoxide is trying to move around. Unfortunately, will be killed off, and now we'll see 3 kills coming out of Str8. Kratos is the last man alive, but now he goes down as well because of those rockets, and Str8 does what he can. But look at this, Str8, they've got points back on the board, just 7 more needed now for crowd pleasers. But if we can see some control coming out of Str8, if they could play flawlessly, this would be absolutely crushing for crowd pleasers. But look, the kills and the kill feed, and where's that overshield gone as well? Because Denoxide's doing work, picks up a big double. It's naded with the overshield. He's just going to move on over to Blue Ben, and I believe Camouflage has been picked up by Renegade, but is it going to be enough to take down an overshield?
And that's the thing right now. We're going to see what Renegade does with this camouflage. If he uses it to go for the back smack on Renegade, then it could be pretty convenient. But this is all but over, Dan. It's 98-49, only 6 seconds left in the game, as now we see the reset come in from Str8, and that is game 4, falling in the hands of crowd pleasers, trying to make it a series, as it's a 3-1 series right now in favor of Str8 Rippin.
Definitely sounds like there are some fans of crowd pleasers, and now we'll see words come out from the crowd pleasers as well, as they know how important this is to try and get back in this series. They needed that, of course, otherwise they were down and out. Let's have a look at a couple of the statistics as well and see how everyone played out. Str8 with 15 kills of his own, just 10 deaths, and Ace had a good game as well, 15-12, but in the end, perhaps Hines struggling there. 7 and 12 wasn't enough to keep them in the game. So perhaps, Eric, is this the turning point? Will we now see crowd pleasers come to life? Could they turn this series around, do you think? I
mean, there's definitely a chance, right? We can never really count any team out here, especially at the Halo World Championship. Everyone really came to play, and I hate to say this, it kind of breaks my heart bringing it up, but as a Giants fan, as a New York Giants fan, I witnessed a 28-point comeback in 5 minutes, and it was against us. So, as a guy that watches sports, you can never count a team out, and I guess it was the Eagles that day. But anyways, back on board with Halo, I think the same thing. You know, Halo's one of those games. Oh, Kratos, he's loud and proud, man.
The beast is alive.
It seems like they finally have been awoken. I remember Naded, you know, loving that lion emblem, if you will, and I know that he's probably a little bit upset at us for not including it this time around. But anyways, Naded, he's ferocious, man. These guys on crowd pleasers, he finally, like I said, he finally found a team that knows how to yell as loud as he does and how to commit that type of intensity into a match. And so when he's not going crazy, it's normally someone else on his team is. So Denoxide, Kratos, Naded are 3 of the most intense, loudest players I think that we've ever seen in all of Halo history. There's not really many that bring that same level. And Str8, just kind of a quiet guy, you know, a little bit humble, and just he does his job. And sometimes it's the dirty work, sometimes it's the slay, but nonetheless, he is an integral part of this team. Obviously, going 15-10 in that last game, securing the W for Strongholds on E. But now, Plaza Slayer, Dan, what are your thoughts?
I'm wondering how much of this momentum from crowd pleasers is going to carry on through. Plaza Slayer is a great game to start with, to be honest. When you've got that much momentum behind you, it's a Slayer that can get scrappy. These past 2 games have been really scrappy.
Yep.
And just kill after kill, if you can get hyped, you can get pumped, you say that Crowd Pleaser is one of the loudest teams, but if they've got nothing to shout about, then they are pretty much useless. But now they finally have something to shout about. There is the series layout. Str8, Rippin did take those first 3 games, but then finally we saw a response from Crowd Pleasers on Eden Strongholds.
Yeah.
We go into Plaza Slayer.
Yep.
What are your thoughts, Eric?
I think that after watching Str8 Rippin for the last couple of events ever since St. Louis, I think that they're an extremely strong Plaza just team in general, whether it's Slayer or Stronghold. So I would always favor them in this game type, really, outside of going up against Optic or Liquid, and even then maybe there's a chance. But looking back on Crowd Pleasers, talking about their level of intensity, their yelling, all that kind of stuff, I'd say the loudest I heard them today in this venue is when they were warming up against Optic Gaming.
Yeah.
I don't know if Optic Gaming was giving it a little bit of a half-ass attempt during the warm-up, but let's just say that Crowd Pleasers was extremely loud. Well, the series started eventually, and we never heard from them again. Obviously, Optic Gaming did business as usual, and now here we are with a decently close series, right? 3-1 lead for Str8 Rippin, but Crowd Pleasers is they're getting ready, man. They're getting ready to make a comeback.
And I think it was yesterday as well, during the warm-ups yesterday against Fab, I heard Crowd Pleasers going absolutely mental and just shouting, being loud and proud, and it's what they're made of. And actually what I've been really impressed with from this Crowd Pleasers side is I questioned the amount of personalities and how they would clash if they were losing a game. But the fact that they've been able to go behind here 3-0 down and still work their way back and pick up a game has been absolutely huge, and that says a lot about what these players are capable of. I think there is a lot of friendship between these guys. I think Crowd Pleasers can make a series of this, to be honest. I think they can maybe get maybe 2, maybe make it. Just take it to a Game 7. Yeah. I'd love to see it go to a Game 7.
And I think that it all could rely on that man that was just on camera, Mr. Clutch, Wes Price. This guy has been a leader in the Halo community since really he came up in the league. Obviously known for his Believe the Hype team and being a national champion after he took me down on Team Classic in the finals.
Ouch.
And I'll always credit him though. He's one of the I hate to say it like this, but one of the best worst players in the fact that his shot might not be a Roy BR, but holy cow, can that guy will a team to win. I mean, it was at the point where all of Believe the Hype seemingly hated one another, and they still managed to take the victory at the National Championship. So Clutch has been known to be a phenomenal coach. Hines credited him on the Team Beyond forums. I think it was just this last week, talking about how he screamed at John when Ninja missed the snipe last tournament. John, snipe spawn. And as a guy reading that from home, a friend of Wes's, I hear his voice ringing in my head. The guy is always so loud when he's confident. He's a scary guy to be going up against, whether it's in-game or behind the team.
Well, we just heard a Let's Go Naded chant in the crowd as well. Now, Eric, what would you say the keys to victory are on Plaza Slayer? How are these teams going to be able to take down another? Do you think it's just going to be another scrappy affair, or are we going to see a lot of control?
I think it comes down to the sniper rifle. We saw the sniper rifle got tossed off, right, in that Game 3. We heard, I believe it was Crowd Pleasers say, throw off the snipe, throw off the snipe. Yeah. And you can't throw off the snipe in Plaza Slayer. And when you're talking about a player with the likes of Renegade and a sniper rifle, this guy has done some dirty things over here on this game mode. So we'll keep an eye out for him. We'll see who grabs the sniper. But who do you want to start it off with, Dan?
I want to see what Str8 got to say, because he hasn't been saying much. The rest of his teammates, they say everything for him. He is the quiet man of the squad, but he could be silent and deadly. And now he was going to push in and just lay down a few shots as well. Does get the opening kill, but the trade comes through as we move across to APG. And it is just battles downtown at the moment. His overshield, actually, well, sorry, sniper rifle has fallen into the hands of Renegade here, and he is just going to push on through. Needs to get in a good position with it, though. Gets shut down immediately. Really bad place to go with the sniper rifle down to bottom middle, to be honest.
And now we are going to jump on board with Naded, who elected to drop, I believe it was his pistol for the sniper rifle. Now has the storm rifle sniper combo. Not something that you see too often, but again, storm rifle proven to be extremely deadly in close range encounters. So that's why he chooses to hold it down right now. And we're going to probably see him rotate if anyone gets close, or I guess probably closer to mid-range. But Naded, he's been doing this for a long time as well, Dan. Obviously one of the few players who's still killing it, the oldest guy in the league, and he hasn't won a tournament just yet. I know that he came in second in last year's Worlds alongside Kratos, right, with Team Allegiance, and now here he is yet again trying to prove his worth as one of the best of all time.
Yeah, nice early lead, and Naded does have a sniper rifle. He's actually going to get aggressive because he was being pushed from both angles, so Sniper falls down bottom middle once again, but here comes APG, hitting pistol shots, but just as we've seen in the last couple of games, it's a little bit scrappy, kills going back and forth, double coming out of Kratos, and he has survived as well, so he is just going to hold this top middle and look for more, see if anyone's going to be pushing out of yard just yet. He's just going to throw a couple of grenades down to Cinema as well, in case he's being pushed from behind, but at the moment, no one challenging him top mid. It looks like Str8 is slowing this one down a little bit.
And I don't know why he would jump twice there. I mean, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. And there you have it. Kratos, though, manages to get back to top mid. I don't know what Renegade was doing right there. He looked like he almost had a sword with how he was charging, but now Denoxide picks up a big kill. And Kratos just doing his civic duty as a teammate right now, just controlling blue side of the map, making sure that no one really pushes him and gets any good pressure over here on this side, because we all know Halo 5, man, Slayer, it can boil down to a lot of angles and a lot of patience.
Yep, everything just slowing down ever so slightly, but Str8 found himself a sniper rifle as Kratos picks up a double as well. All of Str8 just pushing out from yard and just walking into an absolute churn of kills coming through from crowd pleasers. 15-7 advantage. Str8 does have the sniper rifle as well. Here it goes.
And not only that, but we saw that overshield is actually burned by APG. He managed to pick it up. Kratos cleans him up, and now let's hop on board in spectator mode. Dan, where do you think Str8 needs to position himself for not only this I guess his sniper rifle, but the new one that's about to pop?
I guess just stay where you are. If you can just keep
not a bad
hitting shots with that sniper rifle. It's a great position to be as well over here at the sniper nest. Make sure you stay alive. It looks like we've got great control coming out of crowd pleasers at the moment. Look at this lead, 21-8. It looks like momentum is well and truly swung their way.
Oh yeah, and we saw the crowd came alive just now. It seemed like they were chanting, "Let's go, Corey." Obviously, Mr. Str8 himself. This guy has had some fans for quite some time. And, you know, some of those guys were in the trenches for a little bit while this guy was getting his feet underneath him with free-for-all. But now here he is as a great 4v4 player, obviously one of the best North American players in the world right now, and that's why he's here. And he has Sniper for a reason.
Yeah, and he's trying to reposition himself to find anything. He's going for all these flashy no-scopes, but not hitting anything at all. Can he get the jump on someone here? No, it looks like there is just going to be a thrust here and there. Kratos came to help, so Heinz will just fall there, and Str8 still survives with this sniper rifle. And look at crowd pleasers just moving around as a unit, taking down every Str8 member. They see it.
Oh, baby!
Str8 finally hits one of those flashy no-scopes, but he will die therefore after.
Yeah, that was a sweep snipe if I've ever seen one, my man. And now we're going to see Naded pushing out with this light rifle. Not many bullets left. We all know it doesn't start with too many over here in the arena maps, but Naded doing his best work to just maintain control, getting ready for that overshield, which was picked up by none other than Kratos yet again. And sure enough, the coach, man, the coach is doing some work right now. We saw Clutch manage to get that first overshield and then the second, but looking over to Showtime, he is now able to grab the second one for his team. And here we see Kratos just trying to push up with a little bit of overshield left, and he's pulling off some 2017 jumps.
Yeah, and look, they're just not letting up at the moment. They're just pushing in and being relentless. As soon as Str8 are on spawn, there is already a crowd pleasers member there in their face. We are now going to see a battle taking place top middle. Ace will actually win that one as we move across to the Denoxide, who has a battle rifle, shuts down APG. Every single time Str8 find themselves off spawn, they're just pushing into their death. This is really difficult to watch, and Str8 at the moment need to try something a little bit different if they're going to get back into this, because they're playing into crowd pleasers' hands. Crowd pleasers are just rotating as a unit, and Str8 are trying to take them on 1 versus 4.
I mean, you're talking about a 20-kill lead right now. I was just talking up how good Rippin is on this map, no matter the game type. And now here we have crowd pleasers just swinging this series into their favor potentially. I mean, it's only 3-1 right now, but hey, you never know what happens.
Never know indeed. Heinz now, can he do anything spectacular? But at the moment, they're just fighting battles bottom middle because they are trying to push out of spawn, trying to survive wherever they can. But here we finally see some kills coming through from a Renegade. It is still a 20-kill deficit, though. I mean, I've seen crazy comebacks happen.
We've seen them.
I'm not sure that this is going to be a possibility.
Uh-oh. I think Ace just got absolutely crapped on over there on top blue. Kratos is screaming at the top of his lungs. Sniper rifle falls in the hands, I believe, of Denoxide. We haven't given this guy too much love this series, so let's see what he has to say with the sniper rifle. Okay, maybe we should have started a little bit early. Oh, hello, baby! The right time in the right place. Mr. Denoxide, let out a screech, my man, because you are hitting them shots.
Just 2 more kills left, and perhaps the crowd pleasers come back in this series as well and truly on. Just 1 more now to finish it off. Are we going to see it finished off in style? Well, no, we're not, but it is going to be the second game in this series, and we will see screams coming through from crowd pleasers. They're well and truly back in it, Ghost. Maybe we're going to see something for the history books.
Now, a little bit of a Kratos stare down that we saw last time in Vegas. And now it looks like Renegade. He's got his eyebrows up. That's not something that we're used to seeing. Kratos, though, is relentless, man. He doesn't stop. It's never ending. Look at Corey. He's smiling. He's just like, you know, this is great. This is great for me.
Well, let's have a look at some of the stats. Kratos, well, he has a reason to be screaming. 16 and 4. Wowzers. Absolutely huge from that man. Str8 also doing plenty of work. Not making as much noise about it, but I guess you don't need to when you are the silent assassin. But look at Heinz, 4 and 13. Really struggling. I wonder whether the crowd pleasers are starting to get in the heads of Str8 Rippin here. They really need to just block it out. They need to just say, look, we need 1 more game. Let's focus on this 6th game of the series. We can take it home and we can move on in this winner's bracket. It is going to be Truth, Capture the Flag, Ghost.
What you know, we were up here. We saw 2-0. We were like, you know what? This could get to 2-2.
Yep. And
then all of a sudden we saw that overtime cap by APG. And now we're at this point where we could see it go to Game 7.
Yeah.
We know that Str8 Rippin doesn't want that, but I think every other person in this building might, outside of T2 and Eel might, I'm sorry, but every other person in this building might. And you know what, Dan? I might be in that group.
I mean, I'm terrified if this goes to a Game 7. I can already hear Kratos in my ear all the way from over here. I'm going to be cleaning out my ears all night long if they are able to take this to a Game 7. That will be the real question.
I mean, it sounds like he has a megaphone attached to his mouth sometimes. I mean, how loud he's yelling.
I'm wondering whether Kratos is going to give us one of his little quick roars before the game starts. Seems like before every game starts, he goes, "Wah! Let's go! Let's go do it!"
Okay, what, is that your impersonation?
It was like a quiet impersonation. I didn't want to like break the microphone by screaming too loud. It wasn't EU impersonation. I'm sorry. Can you do any better?
I mean,
exactly. I'm not
going to ruin our fans' ears with a proper NA scream. You know, it's just not fair.
It's
to
okay. I know
users.
you're not confident.
I know. You know, there's guys that they take a lot of pride and a lot of care in our audio. You know, and when we do something to detract from that experience and make them look bad, it's just not fair. It's just not fair. The audio's been phenomenal this event, and there's no reason to ruin it.
NA excuses.
And you kind of did a little bit with whatever that was.
Okay.
But I mean, if we want to, we can maybe get an interview with Kratos if they get the W. I don't know.
I'll show him in person. But Truth, Capture the Flag then, Ghost. Truth, Capture the Flag.
I already have a thing with Sims, and he's in the building, so please get your hand on him.
How are we seeing this one going? Are we going to be able to see Str8 get back on track, or do we think crowd pleasers are going to be just pulling on through and getting this comeback on the go?
I mean, this is a game type for crowd pleasers, in my opinion. Let's get some crowd open here, guys. If you guys want to see a Game 7, make some noise. This is a matchup for the ages right now, as we're going to see crowd pleasers potentially storm back into this series, down 3-2 right now. Let's kick it off with Kratos.
Who better to start it off with the man himself who's been making so much noise, and he's going to be making more noise if he's able to hit any shots. Splintergrenade does go down, so he won't be able to kind of get that opening kill. Instead, he's going to have to back off and try and survive here. As now the Str8 boys are going to be coming in. They're going to be trying to play as the flag is going to be pulled actually on the opposite side. Both teams pulling the flag, but Str8 seems like more of a distraction technique, as it will be Ace running it on the side of Str8 Rippin, who seems to be making more ground. But it looks like both teams actually doing pretty well to get this across. Ace will get down. Str8 goes down as well. No! Sword is handed Renegade.
That was a huge kill coming out of Denoxide right there, managing to log that Splintergrenade kill. But it looks like there is just so much action going on. Kratos stays alive. Nada gets taken down, and the flag could still be returned. We're going to see Str8 potentially grab that. He gets the return. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't. It's still up. He almost did, but now a grab comes in. Oh, my goodness, Dan. Dan.
someone.
I watched a lot of Counter-Strike the last couple of years, and sometimes when I'm casting with you, I kind of think of the Counter-Strike duo, right? Dan, did you see that, Dan? Mr. James Bardo.
Well, the flag is going to be moved here. It's going to be Kratos moving it as well, and he's got support from his teammates because they are just shooting down these Str8 members off spawn. That's going to be 1-0. Oh dear, crowd pleasers are here to play, and that's another flag being moved already. Denoxide has said, actually, I'm not going to laugh here. I'm going to move another one, and he manages to avoid anyone trying to take him down there. This is looking good for crowd pleasers.
Yeah, and they are just on a fire right now. I mean, we saw them storm back in those last 2 games, and now here they are for the 3rd one. I mean, Naded finishing off that kill. That's just exactly what's happening. Every single 50-50 coin flip that seemingly could fall to Str8 Rippin is happening to fall to crowd pleasers. Yet again, Naded stays alive, ends up having a kill come in with his teammate Denoxide, but now 2 down for crowd pleasers as not Boo-Boo-Doo-Boo, but Denoxide is going to hold down Pink Tower, and we're going to see what happens.
This is some of the scrappiest Halo I have seen in a long time, but it is blooming good to watch as Ace is able to take down Denoxide. He's got a sword in his back pocket, and he'll be saying, toss on that flag to me, and I will happily run with it with a sword. But instead, actually, no, he's gonna hold back. He's just gonna fire shots here, there, and everywhere, and just support his teammates instead. He's actually really good coming from Str8. They're gonna run this one in, and that should be 1-1. Yes, it is. Hines ground pounds it in. Renegade picks up a double at the same time. And it looks like crowd pleasers slightly overextended there as they all fall.
He's out of ammo.
Runs out of ammo.
I mean, this guy is just shooting so much that he manages to run out of ammo. Pink 2, clearly no one is contesting him as he just is the king of the castle up here, as Borat would say. And he's just managing to not only maintain control, but also have that sword. Look at him, the quick slice and dice, as we used to call it, coming out of Ace.
Move across the Renegade as well. Found himself camouflage in the top middle as well, just raining down shots. So this is a really good opportunity for Str8 to push forward, try and perhaps get another flagpole. They've got a lot of map control. Crowd pleasers are definitely on the back foot. They need to escape this spawn trap game.
And it just looks like they're doing a pretty good job on the defense right now. Str8 Sick managing to pick up a big kill at a top middle. But yes, Ace has been in their base with sword for what seems like an eternity. He just managed to get a double kill. I don't know what the hell is going on, Dan, but now he's gonna try and pull a Husker Do and a Husker Don't. And I guess it was a Husker Do as this guy manages to make it all the way to Pink 1 with that flag. So the sword is still gonna be grabbed potentially, but Naded going for that return. Big return coming out of him right there now. And the sword not grabbed right away. The sword, all right, it's eventually grabbed.
Yeah, he's trying to pick it up. Eventually he puts it in, slams it into his back pocket. Always got to be careful when you do put that sword in your back pocket. Never know where it is going to poke, but now he's going to push round and try and help his teammates. You can see all 3 of them are over in the Pink Tower. So instead, he's just going to be this anchor. He's going to sit in the window and just rain down shots across the map, give that information to his teammates, let them know where they're going to push, and then he can defend with that sword.
I mean, looking at Naded's screen right there, I could have sworn it's like 2006, maybe 2007, Exit Omega online, just sitting in the window with a VR shooting across the map in true CTF. Please, Naded, do something. And now he did. Grabs the camo, has the sword, knows that once he moves, he's going to appear, because we know that that 5% movement speed boost that the sword gives just gives the camo a little bit of a balance boost right there, if you want to call it that. But again, Naded just staying off radar, doing his best to stay alive, not show up, but he's getting cleaned up from behind. APG flies out and gets the kill on him, and now it is just sloppy. It's just back and forth, Dan. I don't know.
He was trying so hard to stay alive where he could have really made a difference if he had gone for those kills. So a slightly passive player, would have liked to see him do a little bit more, to be honest, guys.
And when you look at the kills right now, it was just tied. Now, I believe it's Str8 Rippin actually goes up 38 to 35 kills, total kills. This could be another big flag cap coming out of them if they do manage to execute accordingly. But APG just doing his best to be a teammate. And now 2 players down for Str8. Crowd pleasers playing great defense. I sound like a broken record.
I mean, I'm getting flashbacks of the Coliseum game, to be honest. It seems like as soon as there are 2 frags on the board, there are 2 more kills coming back through, and they are trading it off. And it is just so unfortunate that both teams, as soon as they push in, they come through.
Why didn't you finish that kill? I know that he thought he did and just turned away, but you gotta stay on the guy until you see the X pop up, my man. And we made it easy for you, and you just made it hard for yourself. So now we're gonna see as Ace and APG do their best to play defense, and not doing a bad job. They got a nice little kill there. Now they're gonna try and double team this guy in front of the base, but it's looking scary. Kratos.
Scary indeed. Speaking of scary, Kratos is getting scary. You heard his voice getting loud once again. He'll pick up another one. Unfortunately, does go down in the end. And this is so scrappy, so back and forth. Neither team able to really gain any real control. The time we saw flag captures come out was when both flags were kind of pulled, and then we saw one coming through as a counter cap. Can they do anything here? Crowd Pleasers Native pulls that one out, but he goes down instantly. Kratos will try and do what he can with the carbine as well, taking down Renegade.
That was a big play out of Kratos, though. Pushing bottom of the base. Eventually gets cleaned up by Ace right there, which is extremely unfortunate for Kratos. Had he not known, or had he known that there was a sword there, he might have been able... Holy cow, way to stop me mid-sentence, Ace. He just flew. I mean, that was a Halo 2 sword launch if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, Ace has a massive opportunity now to do some real damage, try and get some really important kills as he takes down Kratos as well. He needs the rest of his team. He needs someone to baby pull this flag, and there we go. It's going to be Renegade who's going to toss that one out. Can we get support? Will they manage to get any kills on the spawn cycle here? Can they move this flag is the real question at the moment. It's still sitting there. No one's picking it up. I'm going to look across the Hines. He's managed to pick up a kill. Now, finally, the flag being moved here.
And it looks like Ace is still doing some work. He's still alive under their base with sword. And I believe, oh my goodness, had he gotten that kill, he could have actually ran the flag pink one with the sword, almost securing definitively a cap right there. Would have gone up 2-1. But thankfully, Denoxide, the Raptor himself, managing to get some big kills. Gets another one on APG, but again, man, this is just, it's so hectic. But 3 down right now for Crowd Pleaser. Str8, the last guy alive, putting in some solid carbine shots on Hines' backside.
Yeah, Str8 actually just backing off as well. As soon as he realized he was the last man surviving, he made sure he survived with his life, and the trades come through just to Str8 try and pull another flag. 4 minutes to go, and it is so back and forth. As I said earlier, this is just reminding me of that Coliseum game. I wonder whether we're going to go to overtime once again, or whether one of these teams can really take the initiative, do something a little bit different.
Yeah, and you know, again, looking at the kills, Str8 Rippin leads 63 to 57 total kills. They have 8 power weapon kills, probably due to Ace's sword kills. But looking at the power-up pickups, 3 camos going over to Crowd Pleasers, only 1 to Str8 Rippin, and that was with Renegade. The guy didn't even put it to use. But this flag is out, Dan, and Str8 Rippin is running it. APG, oh my goodness, narrowly misses that headshot. Denoxide cleans him up. That was a big stop.
Eventually the flag comes through and does get returned. Actually, let's have a listen in and see what Crowd Pleasers have to say as they are trying to make an amazing comeback here at the World Championships.
Peter with camo. Still there? Peter with camo, dude. I'm still on. Peter with camo. 2 on Peter.
Time mid, guys. Time mid.
I'm dying from under the base. I died from under the base. I need help. Watch Peter.
RP shoot.
Camo still on Peter weak. 2 on Peter weak. Watch Piatic. Watch Peter.
Side P2 right now.
Help, guys. Ace is 1 shot of flank. There's 2 there.
Weak camo. He's running a window.
Running weak, dude. Running weak.
Time in, bro. 2 time in.
Running with sword.
Alright, live.
Just get the guys out of our base. They
Come on, boys. Let's go.
I killed him.
I'm a wing. They're gonna go for it. I'm a wing. I'm a wing.
He's already
Keep going. Keep going.
I'm a wing, dude. Are you on one side? He's like Piatic one side.
Our window.
Our window one side. Our window one side.
I'm throwing it out. I threw it out.
We didn't kill window.
Yeah, he's jump up, face it.
Watch out. Nice. Shoot it. Shoot it.
Shoot it.
We got dead. That's it. Get this touch. Go for touch. Throw a window, Los.
Just go.
Watch up your one, dead.
Get around the corner, baby.
Caught you guys. Caught you, baby. Caught you right now, Tommy.
Let's go, baby. One more
Keep being
down.
a Christian. Caught you weak. Caught you. APGS is the caught you. Sitting our side.
Are you live? One side, guys. Ace, one side, guys. Are you live? One side, guys. Under 2, are you live? Back up. There's some Peter, dude. They're gonna get ready for a cap, dude. I told you under our base. There's 2 under our base.
I know you're on base.
Our base is locked on Eli. One's on Eli.
I hear you. Watch her, Eli. Watching it. Yo, window. Come in. Eli. Gonna lift up. Watch out, Eli. Lifting now.
They have sword car 1. Sword car 1.
Two on flank. They're both 2 on flank. Fucking God.
He's on flank, guys.
They're running
guys. Running at Piatic. Kill Corey, just go.
Yeah, I'm going.
Just 2 guys. I need help. 2 on the pink tag.
2 weak on Piatic. I need help.
Come.
1 dead. RP still.
Corner flank of sword. Corner flank of sword weak.
I win a weak.
I took kill him with that. I took kill him.
Crowd Pleasers looking hot, and their communications are fiery as well, as they are 2-1 up now in this 6th game, and potentially taking this to a game 7. Just 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Can we see anything change from the Str8 Rippin side, or are now Crowd Pleasers just going to push on and be able to take this one?
I mean, hearing Naded call out to his team after that second cap saying, keep your composure, play calm, stay calm, right? And I mean, that's not something you hear at a crowd pleasers. I don't know if that means that they're going to try and, you know, play a little bit more defense here, but as we heard earlier from Boo Boo Doo Boo, the best defense is a great offense.
Yeah, for sure. We need to see something, though, come out of Str8 Rippin because there's just 45 seconds. They need to push in and try and go for a flag pull. Renegade does have support from Ace, so they will be able to take down Naden. Now they perhaps push through, but Denoxide gets a big kill, and that perhaps could be a game-winning kill if he can survive as well. You can just see all of Str8 trying to swarm towards this base, trying to pull out a flag, but at the moment, all of Crowd Pleasers are back. They are turtling. They are trying to defend with their lives because their tournament life, well, in the winner's bracket, is on the line, and they want to make this go to a Game 7.
Yeah, and if it goes to a Game 7, which it looks like it very much will, then I don't know if I can cast this.
I mean, 10 seconds left. The flag was returned. We will see the ball coming through, but with just 6 seconds left, this is not going to happen. Crowd Pleasers are taking this to a Game 7. Let's go at the World Championships. They're pumped. Who saw this coming? I didn't see this coming.
Wow. Wow. Naden. He looks like he could kill a man.
He killed many a man. Many a Spartan died in that game. Crowd Pleasers are just terrifying me, to be honest. I'm scared for my life. I can't even imagine
we have security in the
being
building, right?
a Str8 Rippin player at the moment. You were 3-0 up.
My goodness. They stood up. I mean, they might as well have launched off their chairs into the ceiling. That was insane. Looking at some of the other analysts' face, they are in disbelief right now. And I am too. We're going to a Game 7. The last series of the night, Dan. Doesn't get any better than this. We're talking about Friday, my man. We ain't even get to the rest of the weekend yet, dog.
I mean, what a way to end the day going into a Game 7. We said, did the crowd want to see a Game 7? I think all the viewers wanted to see a Game 7, and it is going to be Game 7. It's going to be Regret Slayer. Is there any team that you kind of swing toward this final?
You know, I think that my choice is going to fall in line with the crowd. So for those of you guys in the crowd, if you want Str8 Rippin to win, let me get some roars. Let me hear you. Whoa, no Str8 Rippin. But crowd pleasers, if you guys want to see crowd pleasers, take the W here. Let's get some cheers. Oh, we got one. We got a couple. We got a couple.
I think the crowd are so hyped in the moment they can't even hear you guys. They are just focusing on the highlights. They're just trying to catch their breath after that Game 6. As we're moving in, I'm gonna pose the question once again. Regret Slayer, who do you think is going to take this one? As an analyst, as a developer, as a man who loves Halo, how do you see this one going down?
You know, after looking at the power-up pickups over the last couple games, it's gonna burn inside to say this, but I think that crowd pleasers, they're managing their timing extremely well. Their coach is doing very well. Showtime is doing his job. Clutch is also doing well. We saw 3-3 power pickups last game, but when we're talking about that Plaza game, it seemed like crowd pleasers seemingly had control. So I don't know, man. I want to say that just based on, I'm talking about stats over here and power-up pickups in a series, and that's what I'm basing my decision off of. I mean, this game has gone back and forth the entire last 3 games at least, right? And if we see crowd pleasers pull off a reverse sweep on Str8 Rippin, I don't know if we'll ever hear the end of it, Dan.
Well, there you can see the series layout on your screen. Str8 Rippin did go 3-0 up, but we've seen crowd pleasers really please the crowd as we're going into a Game 7. Let's hear some noise from you guys in the crowd. It's the final day of Friday here, and let's see if crowd pleasers can pull off a crazy comeback. It's going to be Slayer Regret. Who are we going to start things off?
We're starting it off with the oldest guy in the room, Mr. Naden. This dude has been, I mean, well, maybe Elamite. Elamite's actually pretty old too. But anyways, we're going to kick it off with Naden right now. Look at how crazy the crowd is. These guys are going absolutely ballistic, and I believe the game is underway, so we're going to kick it off with Mr. Naden. I believe the overshield was burned. Yes, it was. Denoxide was the guy who burned it. Or no, maybe it's Ace. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. Yep, Ace was burning it. And now we are going to move over to Kratos.
Yep, either way, Kratos is going to be now just staying alive, gaining control of top middle, to be honest. He's going to drop down, try and help his teammates. Just opening kills, going back and forth once again. I'm expecting this to be just as scrappy as we just witnessed. Or do we think one of these teams is really going to take the initiative and really show some control finally, as APG will take down Str8 as well elsewhere? But here comes Kratos to finish it off. Good cleanup crew, good communication, making sure that he's trading out those kills.
And you could see right there, Kratos thought about dropping his Storm Rifle for the Plasma Pistol, and that's one that I find myself having a little bit of an issue with too. I'm not sure which is the best in this scenario, but now those Plasma Bursts come out from the caster. Renegade puts in some good ones, but that's 3 down for Rippin, and it's only a 2, is it almost tied? Yeah, 2-kill lead actually, excuse me, for Str8 and team. We're going to stay on board with him and Crowd Pleasers.
Crowd Pleasers definitely have momentum on their side as they are trying to just do what they can to shut down this Str8 squad. At the moment, Str8 squad are kind of backed into a corner, and the rest of Crowd Pleasers are just surrounding and swarming them to try and take them down. It's now a 3-kill lead as well, as Kratos is going to push up top middle here and try and help out his teammate. Str8 will get the kill onto APG thanks to the support. Unfortunately, Kratos gets taken down by Ace, as it is now a 4-kill game. We see Naded now pushing up as well. Just throwing nades over towards that Plasma Caster just in case anyone is going to pick it up off spawn here.
Dan, my heart is actually beating out of my chest, and I'm just sitting here watching. I don't know how these guys feel on main stage. I've been there before, and I want to say you've been in the zone, but this is one of those times where the adrenaline starts flowing. So let's move on board with Renegade. He just picked up a pretty solid kill. Now here's a call out under the base. Does he get the kill on Naded? No, excuse me, on Str8. No, he jumps up, and now we're gonna hop on board with Naded off the respawn. The overshield was actually picked up by Ace, but Ace now gets the overshield burned by Denoxide with a Magnum shot. It's a 6-kill lead now for the Crowd Pleasers.
Yeah, and Crowd Pleasers are getting pumped as well, and you can see it in their gameplay. They're starting to get more aggressive. They're starting to just push faster, not allowing Str8 to be able to push out and set up or get any sort of control, as now Renegade is trying to do something. But look elsewhere, Heinz has picked up a big double with the Storm Rifle. Really important that someone steps up from Str8. Someone needs to silence this crowd-pleasing squad.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're screaming at the top of their lungs every single kill, sometimes even during deaths. And, you know, looking at the Rippin team, they're a little bit worn down right now. You know, they were up 3-0. They were feeling good. We saw them standing up after games. Well, now we're in Game 7, and their pride is on the line, man. This is a lot of bad blood between these two teams. And if we see either of them win, which it's going to be the case, one of them is going to be extremely hyped and in the right, and one of them is going to be extremely upset and in the wrong. So only a couple kills left, really, in the scheme of things. When you talk about who's going to move on here, Dan, who do you think it's going to be?
Time will tell. I mean, momentum definitely with crowd pleasers at the moment, but it does look like Rippin are starting to edge their way back into this game. They've made it just a 1-kill deficit now. New overshoot will be coming up in about 30 seconds, so keep an eye out for that one and see who's going to be picking it up. Renegade's going to get slightly aggressive, but he says, actually, no, screw that. I'm going to back off. I'm not going to give away any free kills, and we'll actually pick up the Plasma Pistol instead. And look at APG and Ace. They're working together as a unit to pick up really important kills.
Yep, and when looking across the Rippin roster, all of them have some sort of a pickup on the map. There is 2 battle rifles, a Covenant Carbine, and a Storm Rifle, all in the hands of Rippin, while only Str8 had the battle rifle. So now we're going to see if those rifles do make a difference. We know how strong they are on truth, but on regret, the overshield is the focus, and it is about to pop bottom mid, Dan.
Yeah, and they've been burnt both times. They're going to be burnt again. No, Renegade is going to pick it up, but shots raining down from everywhere, but he turns around and smacks Nathan in the face.
What is going on?
He doesn't know where these shots are coming from. He goes down immediately. It's still a tied game, 27-27. Now everyone is just caught out bottom middle as well. No one's got any sort of top middle control. They all went down for that overshield. Now they need to work their way back up and try and control this game.
And not only that, but, you know, I think that I want to hear, you know, we heard crowd pleasers last game. I want to hear Rippin. What are they saying right now to try and get back into it? Let's hop right into an Astro listen in with Team Rippin.
They're all up in a second. Watch push what? Watch push what? Go tell me, Brad. I'm watching blue side. I'm watching blue side. Blue 180, ping 2. Blue clear. Let me go over the wall. They might point low. Casters. Let's red pink behind us. I'm looking. Weak, Str8. Where's she doing? I'm looking. One back. Under red. Tell me, blue bridge. Guys, swimming. I got one. I got him. Under red, still Str8. Tell me, double check. Tell me, middle. Watch out. I got him. I'm walking red. Back up. There's two blue. Push car, Reggie. Watch car. They push out pink. He's pushing car right now. There's 2 there. Top blue. Pink streets. Help me car, guys. Two car weak. I get him. Guys, one shot. I'm gonna need weak. Two car. I'm gonna go car 4. Two blue 2. Yep, I'll watch you. Blue BR as well. Two big, Dan, one shot. Two big. 3 over there. Alright. Yeah, blue 2 again. No ammo. Watch your
Over's 45. Help me car. Over's 45.
3 top blue.
Over's 45.
Dino got me the BR. I think. Alright, he's going back.
Over's 45.
I'm dead. I'm much caster. Alright, watch the flank. Use needles.
Top middle, guys. Top middle, he dropped.
Bottom car. 45 over there. Rain needles, weak. 45, guys. Alright, top car. I died. Blue flag got me.
45. It's up.
All dead. Which one? That guy blew you. Stay alive. I'm ready. Going for caster to the west. Where's combo? Going for caster to the west.
Ace has managed to find himself an overshield, and they've also found a 3-kill lead. Perhaps Str8 are finally going to put this series to bed, or is there going to be some sort of crazy shenanigans coming out of Crowd Pleasers to get back into this one? Of course, it's not over, but there is control at the moment for Str8 Rippin.
And I gotta give credit to Clutch. You heard him as the coach screaming, OS 45, OS 45, OS 45. The guy did not stop screaming, but look at that huge kill out of Naded. Let's see if he manages to stay alive over here. If he does, it's a big deal. No, APG takes him down now, and Hines off the respawn as well. It looks like Str8 Rippin has control, a 5-kill lead, and they are just doing everything they can to stay alive while putting in shots for their teammates. Ace, another big kill on the knock side. Is this it? It's a 6-kill lead. It's getting close. The crowd is getting hyped.
It's getting hot in here, and at the moment, Str8 are looking really strong to go towards this. 4 more kills needed for them, and there is a 6-kill deficit as well. CP really need to slow this down, because at the moment, Str8 are just firing in, and they're getting kills here, there, and everywhere. As you can see, now there's a little bit of a lull across the battlefield, because CP have backed off. They've turtled into their base here. They don't want to give away any free kills.
No, not at all. And look at the angle that we see APG taking with this carbine. It's so long range. 2 kills for Str8 Rippin, only 2 kills left for the entire game. Coming out from them right now as APG is flying in. It looks like Hines might get the final 2. He smells them bottom middle. Ace gets one. Does he get the final one? No. Str8 cleans him up, but I believe Renegade is in position, or is it our boy?
Ace is now hunting for the last one. Can he pick up the final kill? No, he doesn't, but someone else will. Str8 Rippin come back. It went 3-0 up. It went to 3-3, but finally they secure it. And look at the emotion coming from these Str8 Rippin boys. Ace darting his way across the stage to let them know who is boss.
Wow. And look at the camaraderie on Str8 Rippin. And, you know, I didn't want to say it before Game 7, but I'm going to say it now. I watched Trippy stand up in Vegas with the choke sign, and guess what happened this time? History repeats itself, folks. Just another day at a Halo tournament. We saw Crowd Pleaser stand up after Game 6, throwing down that choke sign. Well, guess what, my man? Kind of had the tables turned on you.
I mean, credit to Crowd Pleasers for making a series of it when they looked down and out, but let's talk about Str8 Rippin in that final game. I said someone needed to step up, someone needed to put the game to bed, and I wonder who could have done it.
It wouldn't be Renegade, would it?
Hey, it could be Renegade. I mean, he got 12 kills, but Hines as well. 18 kills.
Oh, it's Hines.
That man. Who'd have thought?
The low-key support player. Guess what? This guy puts up 18 kills, 9 assists, and 9 deaths. We shouted him out in the beginning of the series. The guy doesn't get enough credit for being on this roster. He's normally overshadowed by the likes of the rest of the Slayers on his team, but man, guy came to play today and logs the Game 7, goes out with a win. Not a bad Friday night for good old Hines.
Yeah, what a way to finish Friday as well, with Str8 Rippin winning 4-3 versus CP. I was thinking that we were going to see an amazing comeback, but in the end, it's going to be Str8 Rippin that takes this one. Let's find out what the Str8 boys have to say. They're on the stage with Josh Gray.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We're all catching our breath after one hell of a series that we just witnessed. This is Halo at its best, folks, and it's only day 1. Ace, you did it. You guys were in the lead for the first 3 games, a dramatic comeback from your opponents, but at the end of the day, on Slayer, you proved to be victorious tonight. Your thoughts and feelings after that matchup?
That was a grudge match for sure. That we played them only a few weeks ago in Vegas, and they beat us 4-2 with a lot of smack talk, like a lot, because we were playing right next to each other, and there's a crowd behind them too, hyping them up. So it feels so good to beat them, because there's actually a lot of other drama involved with this too, and it just feels really good to beat them.
We're going to have some gifs and some posts about the faces that you two were making across the bow. It was dramatic, and it also shows that this is not just for kicks and giggles. This is real money on the line, $1 million prize pool. And tonight, you guys are looking very pretty when it comes to your record. However, there's still 2 more days to get through. So how do you take the energy and the win tonight and prepare for your next matches?
Well, I don't know why we do it, but we always make every series interesting, a heartbeater for sure. I don't know why we do it, but we're just going to, enjoy our night tonight, try to get well rested, and go to bed pretty early tonight. And just come out tomorrow morning early and get as warmed up as we can, because, I mean, this is just the beginning. I don't want to stop here. This is like a small accomplishment, to be honest. So we're just focused on, honestly, trying to get to the finals.
You had a number of people out in that crowd cheering you guys on. How did that affect your play?
I think it goes both ways. When we're playing good, everything's clicking, we got our small talk, we're going to start winning. And then when, one bad thing happens, the momentum swings their way and the crowd hypes them up, and we just start making solo plays. And, the crowd actually makes a lot bigger difference than you would imagine, because it kind of blocks your communication a lot of the time. You can't really hear what's going on. It makes you play worse, makes you play better. So just appreciate the crowd coming out and being loud for us.
One final question for you, Ace, and then we'll let you get out of here. What would you like to say to your teammates that are standing just backstage waiting for you to wrap up the interview? I'm sure you're very proud of them.
I'm extremely proud of them. We have gone through a lot in the last few months, probably the most I've ever gone through dramatic-wise in like a Halo history. The untold story is actually insane of, how frustrated we've been with each other. We've almost dropped each other. We've been through a lot of hard times online with, our scrim scores are probably like 10 and 200 online. So, it just feels good to actually show up as a LAN team and actually, put the work in online to make a difference and come and show and prove it on LAN.
You guys proved it tonight. Congratulations on your victory. Give it up one more time, folks. You're straight ripping.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Halo World Championships 2017. We're live from Burbank, California at the ESL Studios, and we are done with day 1. What a wonderful day of the absolute most extreme, highest level of Halo competition you will ever see. Amazing to be a part of it. I'm Axel Toss here at the Xfinity desk alongside Walshy and Elamite. Gentlemen, we analyzed beforehand and we're like, you know what, we're probably going to go to 7 games. I think that was like our conclusion. I did not think it would go the way it did, though. Str8 going up 3-0. And then what an effort there from the crowd pleasers to bring it back. Tie it up 3-3 just to create the storylines that we're just getting used to in the Halo scene. And then just an amazing Game 7 that came down to the wire. Guys, reactions from that series?
I mean, I expected a close match, but when you go on that close, it's crazy how it seems like Nate and Kratos put themselves in that position. If you remember last year's Worlds, I believe it was they were down against Ninja and Victory's team. They did the reverse sweep to make it all the way to 2nd place at Worlds. So to put themselves in that same position here first round and almost pull that reverse sweep against Str8, that would have been amazing.
I mean, talking about how much history there is here. At the last Halo World Championships, I was coaching this almost exact lineup, and we 3-0'd Allegiance, which was Nated and Kratos, in the pool play. Then all of a sudden, bracket stage hits. You got EG, Optic Gaming, CLG, formerly champions there, and all of these teams, Denial, all on one side of the bracket. And then, of course, it was almost like smooth sailing over on the other side. So besides everything that's been happening over the last month or so, which has been insane amounts of pressure here for this Str8 Rippin squad, they're coming out and getting revenge from last Worlds as well.
Emotion just all over that stage, palpable. I mean, that critical moment right after Game 6, crowd pleasers bringing it back. You see Denok's side just look over. Right. I'm trying to imitate it a little bit, right? And then the entire team there just shouting across the stage, going into Game 7, but then Str8 Rippin holding it down and closing it out.
You've seen those internet memes where it's like, get yourself a man or a girl who looks at you like so-and-so does. However, do not get yourself in a relationship the way that you saw those two looking at each other. Daggers were flying across the stage.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of smack talk coming out of both sides. Str8 starting it up, APG, well, not starting it up, but following it from previous Vegas, APG really letting them know that they were up 3-0.
Yeah.
CP answering back, letting them know, though, this series is tied and you guys are choking. You saw all the hand gestures coming out, but one thing I'm glad that doesn't happen, because it's happened to me before, is to do that into a game number 7 and lose.
It happens. That's Halo, as they say. What an excellent excellent series, and we have some more analysis to be done. T-Squared is standing by at the telestrator to break some more of that down. Take it away, Tom.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, it is time to break down some more tips and tricks stuff. Now, this is Coliseum. Now, if you guys remember, there was only a minute left in this game. So let's go ahead and roll the clip and break this down a little bit. Now, this has been some really next level baiting and switching that has happened. And you know who one of the key players for Str8 Rippin is when it comes to the bait and switch is it's Heinz. They did such a good job at the elbow over here. Str8 thinks that this guy is weak because he hears a call out, one shot over towards the elbow. But no, that is not one shot. That is Renegade over there. And now they get this flag tossed out, and you see there's 30 seconds left. It's almost impossible unless they play this one perfect. And they get this desperation toss out towards bottom center and keep the flag alive. Now, a nice little tip here is to make sure that when you do toss that flag out, yeah, be aware of the time, but you have to slay. You have to make sure that you're baiting the flag as much as possible. And one of the tips to do that is get the high ground. Make sure that you're going up towards top catwalk and just waiting for that return to slowly tick down. Once you get a couple more numbers, then you can go and push that flag, and then you get them on the respawn. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map and show you guys how that ended up breaking down here. So we're gonna go to Coliseum, and then boom. Now it started here with APG. He pushed over here and he died over towards the elbow side. Now that was the blue elbow side. So he died right there. And then there was 2 more players coming in, and that was Heinz here and then Renegade here. And that is not an ideal spot that you want to be on the map. But what they did was they baited and switched over here. Then you saw the flag toss come in. Whoops, that is not a circle that I wanted. I wanted a line. So they came in, boom, grabbed the flag, tossed it out over towards bottom middle right here. Now this is where the bait is. This is the blue flag right here. Everyone just sat around and waited. And what do you do in this instance? Like I said, you go over towards the catwalk side. You send players over here. You get the high ground over towards the snipe side. That gives you the angle on the flag. I think we even had a guy over towards the elbow side on Str8 Rippin as well. It resulted in the last flag cap, and there you had it. So what a series, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed the first day here at the Halo World Championships. I'm going to toss it on over to the analyst desk. Alex, take it away.
Thank you, Tom. And honestly, both matches we saw in the mainstream going all the way to 7 games, we were kind of joking about that happening, and actually did. It's pretty awesome. By the way, Optic did end up winning over Fab. I think it was a sweep 4-0, if I want to say correctly. Yeah. So there's an update on that. But this leads us into conversation about the rest of the weekend. Still $1 million up for grabs for all of these teams in the title of Halo World Champion. Let's take a look at the championship bracket here in the winner's bracket first. We have Optic Gaming going up against Luminosity Gaming. That will be starting out tomorrow on the Bravo stream. That's twitch.tv/ESL_Halo. Alongside that, on the mainstream, your first match tomorrow, starting around 10 a.m., is going to be Str8 Rippin versus Team Liquid. Again, both those matches going to 7 games. Look at that. 3 of the 4 matches from the winner's bracket going to 7 games. The only one that didn't, Optic Gaming. Okay, yeah, they're probably going to sweep here and there. 4-0 over Fab. But guys, reflections on the day, expectations for tomorrow as we glance at the loser bracket too.
I mean, the scores say it. It's just incredible matches of Halo. We've had some close games all weekend, or all day long. It's only the first day of the full weekend. So I just can't wait to see what's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the teams you would have expected to make it to this point in the series. Yes, Optic, yes, Liquid, but you were talking about Envious is down in the lower bracket. Splyce just fell down to the lower bracket. Crowd Pleasers down in the lower bracket now, and I know these guys, the confidence level for a lot of these guys is extremely high. They thought this was going to turn out a lot differently for them, but it's really Optic, Str8, and now Luminosity, even with that win over Splyce, that are really showing up here.
I was reading some tweets as well from the Envy players, and they're saying, you know what? It was a great day today, but we're in store for a lot of Halo tomorrow. So do not count Envy out just yet. They are a champion caliber team. I'm certain we're going to be seeing them do a lot of work tomorrow. Also, on the tone of Twitter, if you ever want to tweet at us, we are at ESL Halo. So get on Twitter and use the hashtag HaloWC. And of course, get involved in the conversation. If you've been here all day, say hi. Say hi in the chat. Shout out to you if you've been here all day. If you caught all the matches, you're an amazing Halo fan. Thank you so much for tuning in. And the great news is, guys, we have a whole weekend of Halo still in store for us. Still $1 million to give away in the title of Halo World Champion. That being said, before we say goodbye, any final thoughts, guys?
No, I'm just excited to see some more Halo tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, this Halo World Championships is turning out to be everything that I wanted it to be. And man, for these players looking in the lower bracket, that is a scary, scary sight when you know that Envy's sitting down there with you.
Still an amazing amount of Halo in store for all of you. You know what to do. You know where to go. It's twitch.tv/Halo. We resume the broadcast tomorrow at 10 a.m. Optic Gaming going to be on the B stream. We have Str8 Rippin versus Team Liquid on the main stream. On behalf of everyone here, on behalf of Elamite, Walshy, I'm Axel Toss here at the Gfinity Desk. Thank you for tuning in to the Halo World Championships. And tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll see you then.